Yo, 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 peace to the fam. Come on in, come on in. Kick off your shoes. Let's get right into it. Appreciate y'all being here, family. Welcome to Flesh of the Gods.
607 UNC.
Welcome to Flesh of the Gods.
It's on. Everybody, I'm locked in a firmament and I'm stuck in assimilation.
Name and address, please.
Oh yeah, my name. I'm from the Paroma. That's like in the heavens. It's like the same as heaven, but it's different. And I came to talk about Trump because I love Trump, and y'all disrespect Trump, and y'all don't know that y'all devils, and y'all come from the devils. Y'all fell from heaven, and y'all don't know that Trump is good. He black stuck in another body because the world is simulation, and everything is reincarnated. Oh, sorry, everything is reincarnated. And I got some papers I need y'all to sign because I'm trying to let everybody know that Michelle Obama is a man. Her name is Michael, and don't nobody know. But this right here, if y'all can help me sign this, we can kind of like get a gender reveal because she's a man. I mean, he's a man. It's kind of like a he, she. But it's different. But I need to get out the firmament, and I need to get to Antarctica. So I need you guys to help me get to Antarctica too, right? Because y'all blocking me from Antarctica. And you doing it for sure because you know you feel from the heavens. And I can look at you and tell that you Natholion, you Lucifer. You Satan, you devil. Leave Trump alone. And Hillary Clinton's stupid. And Bill Clinton did inhale that weed. He said he didn't, but he did. I know he did, because who smoke weed and don't inhale? And that's all. Thank you guys for having me. I love you guys. America, make America great again. Put up the wall, and I love you. You love me. Bring Barney back.
Flames shooting out of the largest standing antebellum mansion in America. This was the scene last night in White Castle as the fire took a serious toll on the Nottoway Plantation house. Louisiana First News reporter Kayla Gaston speaking to parish officials today to get a handle on the damage there.
A day after a fire destroyed the Nottoway Plantation house, how the fire started remains under investigation.
It's a day that we were always afraid of.
Thick smoke and flames rose from the historic Nottoway Plantation Thursday afternoon, a 160-year-old structure in Iberville Parish, sparking conversation about its legacy.
There's so much controversy with the past, but you know, in the generations that we didn't live in that generation, right? The main thing is the preservation of history is so important.
10 fire departments rushed to contain the blaze.
Talk about the preservation of history is so important. The preservation of whose history? And how we know y'all didn't burn that down for the insurance money yeah, I'm going to get into that a little later when we bring it back up. I don't want to go too deep. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to the first ones. No one in the building. Rock Solid TV. Child Diggy. What up, though? I see y'all. Appreciate you, family. Much love, much love. As you can see, the plantation has been burnt down. One of the biggest plantations out here right now that's still standing. Been making money for almost 200 years now. You know, I guess it's about time for them to upgrade, so they gonna burn it down and get that. All right, yeah, let me not get into that. Let's keep it going, family. We gonna get into that later, though.
Though parts of the property were damaged, the main structure still stands.
We will continue our investigation, leave no stone unturned until we determine what has caused and why this fire happened. No timetable on how long it's going to take. This is a large-scale fire, so it's going to take a lot of effort.
The mansion, once a plantation home, now operates as a resort and museum, drawing visitors from around the world.
This event here is going to
Che loves it. Brown Sugar Babe. What's good, family? Appreciate y'all.
Gonna take a toll on the Louisiana tourism.
Several departments responded to help fight the fire. No injuries were reported.
The head and a woman neck. I still need to be guided by a woman. So regardless, it's like I don't feel like before y'all know the story, like learn the story first, learn the factual parts of the story first, and then come at me and be like, yo, you need to fix this and fix that if that's what you feel like I did. But instead I'm being torn down for a narrative that's like, now I'm the poster boy for I don't like black women. But anyways, let's get into this. I want to get into this because it's very important for me to just say this. I'm not here to bash this woman. I'm not here to come down on this woman. I'm not here to disrespect her or throw her under the bus, but it comes to a certain standpoint where I just can't let my character be assassinated for things that are not even really true, like and for falsified narratives and information. Let's start this off. When the original report came out, and it was a TMZ report about this, that, and the third, and there was gunshots in Kylie Jenner's house, and Tory Lanez goes to jail. They gave y'all all the facts of the juice of Tory Lanez going to jail, and this, that, and the third, and Megan getting arrested, and da-da-da-da. 2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. So I'm like, oh, okay, I don't understand what the issue with me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever this is. Like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, the TMZ report come out. The TMZ reports and have the surveillance now. Now they see the video of the arrest. You see Megan, you see me, and you see it's all sprawled out on the ground in bathing suits and blah, blah, blah. And everything I'm saying is public record. You can go back and look at this shit. You can go back and see it. Like, you feel me? So they say, oh, okay, you know, you see her out of the car, she's getting out of the car, she's hopping. It looks bad, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I felt bad watching it because it made her look bad, and it didn't make her look good. It didn't make any of us look good. And I didn't want that for her. I don't see that for anybody. So all of a sudden, when we get arrested, or when it looks like we all got arrested, the memes start. Now I want to really bring you guys in for a second so you can understand something. And I really just want you to take this in. Like, she is a person I spent enough time with her to observe and understand something about her, where it's like, she's going through a lot. She goes through a lot. She deals with a lot on her day-to-day basis. And because of that, she's not used to, you know, and not even just because of that, but just because of the fact that she's been praised so much. We've always looked at her as like, yo, that's hip-hop sweetheart. Like, she's nice, she's talented, whatever the case is, cool. And because of that, like, we've never seen a moment where the memes have come at her, where the memes are like, yo, nigga, let's laugh at your pain. Ah, ha, 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 ha. She's never had to deal with that because she's always been praised. So everything that's been happening has been a reaction off of what's been going on. So it gets down to this point now where it's like, now the reports are starting to say, okay, well, everyone's pointing to different things. No one really knows what's happened, but nobody has ever said she got shot. Nobody has ever said she got shot. Not TMZ, not the police report at this point. Nothing is saying that she got shot. Soon as she sees herself on video with the bikini and things like that, and it looks bad, she then comes out and says, yo, the narrative of me getting cut by glass, it's just not true. She doesn't point at nobody or anybody or say anything or anything like that. She just says the narrative that whatever came out of me being cut by glass is not true. I was shot in my feet with the intention to harm me and put harm and danger upon me, right? So, okay, cool. Like, all of a sudden, the affiliates of her circle start pointing like little subliminal fingers, like, count your days, and like, I won't be around, and you shooting at feet, and like little funny things that they start doing. And I'm kind of like, damn, hold on, where are y'all about to take this? Because y'all told me not to make a statement, so I'm trying to figure out where y'all taking me to, I don't get it. So then at this point she goes live because people are not really understanding the story or whatever the case is. She waits. She doesn't go on, you know, a time when it's just a regular time. For y'all who don't understand, it was one of those things where me and her knew what was going on, but y'all didn't know what was going on. She went live on my birthday. And then she says, yo, you know, and the thing about the whole jury thing is like, my bad. She knew that it wasn't a situation where, like, she knew she had to do certain sympathetic things, I guess, to push the narrative, and I don't know who told her to do certain things like that, and I'm not the one who's trying to, like, ever point the finger at anybody. But when it really comes down to it, it's like, you went on live on your birthday, and then on my birthday, and then you said, I got shot in my foot, and it didn't hit no bones or tendons. So everybody's looking at this, and again, the internet is a sick place. This is a place where people don't give a fuck about you. They do what they do, they antagonize, and they do what they do. You go and you see you get shot in your foot, no bones or tendons. The internet goes into an outrage because some people are like, hold on, how you not get shot? How you get shot in your foot and it don't hit no bones or tendons? Like, whoever is watching this, like, if you need to go on Google and look at a foot anatomy of bones and skeletons and tendons.
You say how you get shot in your foot and not hit no bones, no tendons. Next week you twerking, next month you racing, but you got shot in the foot? I don't know, family. What y'all think? Y'all let me know. Who y'all? Team Tory, Team Meg, or both of them? What up, Brown Sugar Babe? I see you. Appreciate you. FFS in the building. What up, FFS? I see you. Chan, my black is golden. What's up? Appreciate you, family. Much love, much love. That's the queen right there.
you realize there's like 30 bones in your feet and like 100 tendons, some crazy number like that, right? So she now gets to this place where the people are like, hold on, and again, the internet is sick. The internet starts coming at her and saying, yo, show your feet. Because we're seeing you at DJ Khaled's house and you're on your tippy toes, and then we're seeing that you're, you're here and here, and they're antagonizing her. They're brutally coming for her and not giving her, I guess, what it is that she needed. But it gets to this point where now she posts a picture of a foot. And she posts this picture of a foot. There's no exit wound. There's a lot of inconsistencies in the story. And she says under the post, you see, I got shot in the back of my foot because when I was walking away from the car, she says she puts this in capital letters. She says, I was walking away from the car and I got shot in the back of my foot. She doesn't ever show the other foot that she claims she got shot in. And I'm not trying to, again, I hate that this is coming off like I'm trying to come for her and whatever cases, but this is what I'm having to endure and watch when I'm knowing certain facts. So it gets to, it gets to this place where I'm just like, bro, like this is not me, and I don't deserve this. Like I don't deserve to have to go through this. Like I never have been somebody who's had domestic cases. I've never hit no woman. I've never had abusive cases with no woman. You can't pull those type of facts up on me. I don't have those. So it's like I just didn't understand why I'm going through this. So now it gets to this point where she posts this picture of her foot, and everyone's seeing certain things, and everyone's saying certain things about her foot, and some people think it's real, some people don't think it's real, and it gets to this place where some people are just not believing it. So she posted a picture. There's no bullet tray. Where are they taking out the bullets for the pan? Like this is what's going on. Like where are they taking out the bullets for the pan? I don't understand. Like where's the surgical? You're not in the surgical room, and anybody who knows, I mean, this is like it clearly had to be the first day that you've taken this picture. So if this is the first day that you've taken this picture, it's like, where's all the evidence? Why are you not in the surgical room? First of all, you're not even allowed to take pictures in a surgical procedure. That is against the law. It doesn't matter if you're famous or not. So it gets to this point now where it's like, she says, I was shot from behind, and blah, 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 this, that, and the third, and I was walking away. And she puts that, and then she deletes the post after. But that contradicts with the first post, because you said somebody came out to hit you with malicious harm and danger, to put you in harm and all this danger and all this stuff. How can you identify who's shooting at you if you're facing the other way? How can you even identify criminal or malicious intent if you're not seeing what's going on behind you? It doesn't even make sense. And so it's like, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, yo, this is not right. Like, and I do see when people are getting at her, and there's times when I'm like, damn, like, do I help her, or do I speak up and say, yo, don't talk about her, whatever the case is, but if I do that, then it's like I'm coming off like I'm guilty. And then if I say something about having remorse, like I would like to, or saying something about certain things, it's like I come off like I'm guilty of something that I didn't do. So I had to be quiet on certain places. Now, I need y'all to really take this in and understand like how this works at this point. When all this starts happening, LA Times, okay, this is put in public information. LA Times puts out an article, and in the article they say, this is the initial report. 2 sources close to the investigation said that she got cut by glass, and she said that she got cut by glass. So then it's like, people see that, okay, hold on, they're saying on the initial police report with Officer Santiago, whatever his name is, you can go look this up, this is on LA Times. That's when it gets to this point where it says, okay, yo, they reported no gunfire wound in her foot. They just reported a woman with a foot injury. So you gotta understand, like, this is what's in their initial police report. Fuck all the Instagram, fuck the other shit.
Man, the first police report was saying that. Tat, what up, though? I wasn't notified either. You know how they is, man. Especially talking about America on fire. You know they ain't gonna share that with y'all. Come on now. They ain't gonna talk about they don't want us to talk about the plantation burning down. They ain't gonna share that.
This is just what's in the police report. So you gotta understand, like, I'm getting to a point where I'm like, wow, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, like, at the end of the day, like, maybe some people might see this, maybe some people might not. It gets to academics, it gets to academics, it gets to Hollywood Unlocked, it gets to certain places, right? And she comes out with this tweet that says, keep talking and I'm gonna stop sparing you. It's like, my love, I have not been on the internet for 3 months. And then 30 minutes later, she just goes on live, and it's like me telling you, yo, keep talking, my nigga, and I'm gonna slap you. And then I just slap you. It's like, you didn't do anything for me to slap you, I just slapped you. So it's like, who was talking to? Who are you saying to keep talking to? I don't understand. Whatever. It gets past this point and gets past this point, and it gets to a place where now she says, I'm gonna stop sparing you, whatever case. She gets on live. Now, because it got on academics that there was no gunfire wound on the initial report, everyone starts going to her page. Again, she starts reacting to certain things. Now, I'm gonna say one thing. I'm not getting mad at her or whatever it is, because I understand that she is dealing with a lot. Like, when it comes down to, you gotta understand, she lost both her parents, and I do sympathize with that. I lost my mother, and when I lost my mother, I realized one thing. When you lose a parent, you could be highly susceptible to people around you that are giving you parental guidance or things that feel like parental guidance, to believing that it is parental guidance, and you go with it. That's happened to me. I've been at that place where I've listened to a lot of people that led me down the wrong road because it felt like parental guidance that I should have been getting from my mother or my father that at that time wasn't around, or whatever the case is. So now it gets to this point now, whatever the case is, boom, she comes out and she goes, listen, you guys.
They hit him with all this intense, enhanced gang charges. You could clearly see this dude is not no type of gang member, nothing like that. Like, he out there shooting people type shit. Like, you could tell by the way he talk, he ain't even on that type of time.
And, you know, all this extra shit, this nigga keep talking about me. And I'm over here watching this, like, yo, what did I say? I didn't say nothing. I said nothing to you, but it's nothing. This nigga keep talking about me, bro. And so, you know what? Now we just gonna do it. This nigga Tory shot me, bro. This nigga shot me. He shot me. She gets into it, she gets into it, she gets into it, she gets into it. This nigga shot me. She starts breaking down the story. And I want y'all to pay close attention to how she breaks down the story, okay? Really pay close attention. She breaks down the story and she says, yo, I'm arguing. I'm in the car, I'm arguing with this nigga. I'm tired of arguing with this nigga. We get into a heated argument, I'm tired of arguing with this nigga. I get out the car. This nigga get out the car, and he starts shooting me. For no reason, he starts shooting me. So boom, then the cops pull us over. Hold on, let's take the first facts back to what she just said. So you mean to tell me that you're in a car with a person, and this person is arguing with you? This person has gotten you to a place of like, yo, I don't even want to be around you. Like, I'm above this. I'm out of here. You get out of the car because the heated argument is so heated, and then this person gets out and shoots you in both of your feet, and you jump back in the car? Why would you jump back in the car with a dangerous man who just did a dangerous crime to you, who did this criminal intent to you, and all this? Why? Why would you jump back in the car? Well, yo, then the police pull us over, and I see, you know what I'm saying? We're all black in the car. There's a gun in the car, so I don't even want to be like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody to get in more trouble, and I'm trying to protect this man. I'm trying to protect this man because at the end of the day, this nigga's getting shot out here. She then throws the black card at me. I'm trying to protect this black man. My love, nobody ever reported that you got shot but you. So how are you trying to protect me? At what point were you trying to protect me? At what point? Like, you know I got a child, you know that these type of situations, even an accusation, is something that I can't even be playing with. I don't even play with my life like that. So why would that, like, that, to me, this doesn't make sense. Okay, cool. Yo, I lied to the cops.
Shout out to Watch the Rise for the 9 months. Appreciate you, family. And shout out to Survivor Speaks and Chan My Black is Golden, top sponsors this month.
I lied to the doctors. Let me tell you why they saying there's glass in my feet, though. Because I lied to the cops, I lied to the doctors, I lied to this, that, and the third. Ladies and gentlemen, I need us to really understand what she's saying here. You mean to tell me that these medical doctors that are in an ambulance that work on site injuries 24/7, for all day, that have to know every type of on-site injury, the specifications on the type of on-site injuries, so they can treat it right? You mean to tell me you lied to these people and they just treated you for glass when you had a bullet in you? If that's what you're saying, okay, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Let's just say they were dumb. You mean to tell me that the cops who were called for a gunshot in a Suburban or whatever the car was, found that same Suburban and found a gun in it, see you leaking, and didn't check you for bullet wounds? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say they were dumb. You then further said, yo, I'm at cotton mouth like a motherfucker smoking. You then say, oh, well, I was trying to protect this black man, so I never said nothing. I didn't want them to shoot me. I didn't want them to kill me. Okay, but when me and Kelsey and Quan were over there being questioned, you were in a stretcher. No one is going to shoot you in a stretcher. You had plenty of time to tell the cops that you were in danger. You had plenty of time. I'm not protecting somebody who just heinously shot me after a conversation that we just had. My mind is not on protecting you. I'm bleeding from my feet. I'm thinking about protecting my own life and I'm in danger. Why would you not say that with 2 feet bleeding from 2 bullet holes, from what you're saying? I don't understand that. And then there's this whole narrative of, like, I didn't want to put this black man on, I didn't want to get him in trouble. Like, I'm saying? I'm protecting this man and he keeps talking. And so now, he keeps getting his media team to start doing certain things to make me look incredible and to smear me. And to make him look good and to make it look like I'm not. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, have I been around in the last 3 months saying anything? Have you seen in the last 3 months one article that made me look good during this? One? Have you seen it? You haven't seen it nowhere. Because at the end of the day, my PR team is not out here playing with my jeopardy of my life and freedom. Y'all are doing this for the internet. This is my life. I'm the only person with the case. So at the end of the day, when you sit here, y'all, like, I'm not gonna jeopardize my son, even if I know, regardless of what I know, it will come to light, and the truth will come to light, and there's no issue with that. I have no issue with that. But I need y'all to understand, like, I'm a human being, bro. Like, this shit hurts, bro. Seeing my friends, people that I had on quarantine radio, be people that were just like my real, like, at least people I thought were my friends, like people I thought were like cool people, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, everybody just shunned me. I showed everybody love at the top of the year. Everybody was on quarantine radio, hee hee ha ha ha. And the second y'all have an accusation, not even evidence, niggas just come bash me. I'm somebody who just, I don't get a say. Then I understand. Sometimes the way I move is unconventional. And I came to a place where I was dealing with so much just talk and heat and just people coming at me that I made music. Because I was like, this is how I can speak through what I gotta do. This is how I can, we get so mad about artists making songs about the same thing, money, chains, and cars. So when a nigga comes out and says his true passion, puts his true heart, his emotions, the pain that he's dealing with his baby mother, his child, when a nigga goes and does that and pours his emotion to the tape, or what, he wrong? I'm wrong, I get shunned off. They took me off of every single playlist. They took me off of every playlist. They didn't want my story to come out. They didn't allow my story to come out because it came off insensitive. I want to speak on this. I don't ever want anybody to ever think that I've been insensitive to Breonna Taylor. I marched 9 days straight in Miami for her and George Floyd. I would never, bro, I've mourned this woman as well. And everyone said, listen, we're mourning a black woman today and you dropped an album? How dare the disrespect? Guys, let's bring this back. That day that I dropped that album, my mom, that was her birthday. And that was also the day she died. So I was also mourning a black woman, my mother. That meant a lot to me. My name is Daystar. I'm her youngest son. That meant a lot to me. And all I was doing was getting a truthful album about what I'm going through. And I thought that people were going to be able to hear it and feel me. That day that I dropped that album, my mom, that was her birthday. And that was also the day she died. So I was also mourning a black woman, my mother. That meant a lot to me. My name is Daystar. I'm her youngest son. That meant a lot to me. And all I was doing was getting a truthful album about what I'm going through. And I thought that people were going to be able to hear it and feel me. But they didn't do that. And I don't expect, everyone to just jump into my side.
Crazy stuff right there, family. Nobody say nothing about that being his mom's birthday and none of that. You know what I'm saying? They forget about all that though, huh? And her death day, birthday and death day.
It's a special for the Warriors.
The largest remaining antebellum mansion in the South is no more after a fire destroyed it. Nottoway Plantation, located in Iberville Parish, just south of Baton Rouge, caught fire yesterday afternoon. Investigators are still trying to figure out that case and that cause. The plantation, which was built between 1857 and 1859, is a total loss. The mansion is on the National Register of Historic Places.
Here we go talking on mute again, huh? Jeez Louise. Anyway, I was saying, here go the original owner, John Randolph, But yeah, he was the original owner. But I ain't even gonna read this. I ain't even gonna give him no light on here. But if you want to know more about him, they go to information. You can screenshot it, or you can go and research it. That's his name. This is who Plantation burned down.
Was being used as a resort with 64 rooms available for guests. 59 is south of Baton Rouge. Caught fire yesterday afternoon. Investigators are still trying to figure out that case and that caused the plantation, which was built between 1857 and 1859, is a total loss. The mansion is on the National Register of Historic Places and was being used as a resort with 64 rooms available for guests. The property has also served as a backdrop in movies, most recently being the set for the 2016 film The Magnificent Seven with as a backdrop in movies, most National Register of Historic Places, and was being used as a resort with 64 rooms available.
It was also in well, not it itself, but they had a scene about it in American Horror Story, and that's when they brought in Marie Laveau, and she killed the slave master, the lady, the wife or whatever she was, I don't know, the lady slave master. Marie Laveau killed her in that house on that movie.
For guests. The property has also served.
And for those who don't know who Marie Laveau is, she's a very highly respected voodoo queen.
As a backdrop in movies, most recently being the set for the 2016 film The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt.
Freedom souls, man. Freedom souls. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe, tap in. We got a lot coming up tonight. We're gonna cover this though. We gotta.
Nottoway caught fire about 2 this afternoon. Its roof collapsed a little over an hour ago. Andres Fuentes is live there where firefighters have been struggling as they battle the flames.
Lauren, John, you know, we've been out here for maybe 15 minutes or so.
What up, Ali?
Thus far, and the fire presence, the sheriff's office presence, still very high here as they're trying to monitor some of the hot spots and even put out some significant flames in the front portion of this plantation. I'm gonna step out of the way, give you guys a live look right now. Now, this is smoke that you can see from across the river. That's how significant this fire has been. And like we said, they have been fighting this fire for quite some time. It's creeping up to the 7th hour here. Crews have been working, trying their best to navigate parts of the roof that did collapse and navigate sort of the historical structures and columns here in the front, as you can see. But again, very significant police and fire presence out here as they're monitoring the situation. We did see a number of different fire crews switch on out, be replaced with fresh fire crews just to monitor the situation. But again, they have been battling this for almost half a day, or I should say almost half a work day, right? 7 hours now going through. And Dylan, if we can kind of point again toward this plantation, because you know, every time we look away and we look back, we start to see some of those flames flare up yet again, as you can see here at the front portion of the plantation. But we know thus far from officials is that they believe that this fire started in the south portion of this property. That's where there is a museum. They said that around 2 o'clock this afternoon, some workers were going through the facility and they noticed smoke there in the area. They left the area to go alert some of the other staffers. When they came back, that's when they saw the flames really spark about. As of right now, officials don't know how this fire started, but as soon as it started, it seems to just erupt here at this old plantation, one that is one of the largest antebellum plantation in the south, with roots that date back from the 1850s. Now, we do know from officials is that the owner of this property was in the midst of trying to renovate the property, bringing up back to a more historical code. We don't know, again, if those renovations caused this fire, but again, just recapping, we do have a fire here at this plantation going on in its 7th hour here in White Castle, Louisiana. But for now, putting live on the That's Mike's Fox 8.
Remaining antebellum mansion in the south is no more after a fire destroyed it. Nottoway Plantation, located in Iberville Parish, just south of Baton Rouge, caught fire yesterday afternoon. Investigators are still trying to figure out that case and that caused the plantation, which was built between 1857 and 1859, is a total loss. The mansion is on the National Register of Historic Places and was being used as a resort with 64 rooms available for guests. The property has also served as a backdrop in movies, most recently being the set for the 2016 film The Magnificent Seven with Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt.
A fire broke out at the historic Nottoway Plantation in Iberville Parish today.
The roof is on fire. We don't need no water, let that motherfucker burn.
Our partners at WBRZ in Baton Rouge shot this video. It shows fire crews battling large flames that originated from the south side of that building. The staff members say they ran out after seeing smoke coming from the second floor. They say once they returned, the whole room was up in flames. Firefighters were able to put out the fire and are now investigating how this fire started.
How long y'all been out here? 30 minutes.
So my thoughts is, I'm thinking this was an inside job. I'm thinking, you know, there's some adjustments happen. Hold on.
The earth. White people. Not all of you individually.
Before I play that, I'm wondering, like, you know how they be doing them insurance fraud things, like, you know, when you want to burn your shit down so you can rebuild it, or, you know, get the money back. They've been making money over 200 years. They see the way everything is going, like it's not looking good. Nobody really interested in slavery. They probably ain't been getting no type of tourism activity. They was like, you know what, let's burn it down, get the insurance money, rebuild it, then we're gonna get money from people that's coming to see the new one, and then we're gonna build a new something else, not a new plantation, but whatever they put in replace of it. And then it'll be a new tourist attraction to see what they put in replace of the plantation, and say, oh yeah, it used to be a plantation here with white flowers that look like cotton. But anyway,
white people broke the earth. White people, not all of you individually, but the systems you built, the empires you enforced, the profit you prioritized over life. You broke the earth. You didn't just show up and settle. You came with guns, greed, and God. You took land that wasn't yours, spilled blood on sacred ground, and called it destiny. You clear-cut forests, enslaved people, dug holes in the earth for gold, turned the sky into a smokestack, and renamed the destruction growth. You made the land yours by force. You made water something to sell. You made civilization mean white skin, private property, and concrete. You told the world that nature was wild, that people who honored it were savages, and that domination was salvation. And when the earth cried out, when her lungs burned and her rivers turned black, you didn't stop. You invented new ways.
Hold on. Not Team Ammunition. She got shot with some GTA bullets.
Profit and collapse. Now you want to fix it? Now you want to lead the way? No, you are not the solution. You are the crisis. But this story, white people broke the earth.
She got shot with some GTA bullets. Appreciate y'all being here. Tack Clouds, Aubrey Ya. What up? Appreciate you joining. Who else that just came in? Where that man go? Gemini Rising. What up? I see you. Appreciate you joining. Let me cut this down a little bit. Appreciate you, Aubrey Ya. Gemini Rising. Tack Clouds, Brown Sugar Babe, FFS, what up though? We just getting into it. We still rocking and rolling. We ain't gonna go too long tonight, but we still got some time left. Just wanna, you know, sit here and give a little time for the spirits to rise and let them get up out of there, finally free some of them spirits, you know.
I've been asked to relay a request from the Gramercy Ritz.
Call from
Ephraim Byers.
an incarcerated individual at the California Correctional Institute.
So this is allegedly one of the essays that was locked up with the person that stabbed Tory. So I don't know for sure if it's him or not, or if it's real or not, but Let's check it out. Tell me what you think.
Institution, Tehachapi, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
Wait, hold on. Did she say this call and your number will be monitored? Like, so now you're going to monitor my number after this? Or you mean like just during this call? She says it's going to be monitored. This call and your number will be monitored and recorded. What you monitoring my number for? What up, Survivor Speaks? I see you. Appreciate you joining. Appreciate you tapping in. Y'all show some love to Survivor Speaks. Top sponsor this month. That's a fact.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, you hear me? So look, this is what really happened, right? So basically, we wake up early in the morning, right? For prayer line, damn, my door opens, right? And I walked out, and the homie's right there standing there, and he calls me over, and he's like, Savage, come here. And I'm like, what's up? And he's like, bro, I'm about to get this. And I was like, who? He's like, Tory. I was like, for what? And he's like, this what he's on top. And I already told him, I don't play like that, bro. I'm going to get you if you don't talk. So then I was like, all right, don't trip. I'm right here. So then all of a sudden, that fool's door opens, that fool comes out, and then that fool runs up on him, and that fool starts stabbing that fool. But you can just tell that fool got his lungs punctured because when he was laying on the ground, he's right there yelling, help, please, stop, help. And you can just hear him breathing like, you see him popping up blood and some more. But it's just crazy, all these little stories going around that aren't even true, talking about there's going to be retaliation and some more shit, because if there was retaliation, it would have happened right there, you know what I'm saying? One of the black did try to hop up, and I told him, bro, you better sit down, bro, because if you hop up and get involved, you all know all the messages are going to jump, and it's going to be bad for you, bro. And you don't owe no money. How does a millionaire owe money?
So now what? Like, the Mexicans, they run into prison out in California. They could just tell him, hey, sit down, or it's going to be a problem for all y'all, fool. Unless it was a personal thing. If it was a personal issue, sometimes they'll let that ride if it's just between him and Tory. So that could be a reason why. But he trying to make it sound like, oh, yeah, like he was just going to beat everybody's ass. Or unless, I don't know who was in there, though. But obviously, it was another black person there.
Money in prison, that's you know what I'm saying? And there was no visits that day, so how the is there going to be some visit? I mean, I don't know if that really happened, but I know that day, the homie didn't tell me nothing about this boy talking to my picture. He got in my visit, none of that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what really happened. You feel me? I was right there. I'm a porter. I had to clean up his blood right there, mopping up all that fool's blood. I thought that fool died, but I guess not. But it's just crazy, all the little crazy stories that are going around that aren't even true. But that's really what happened from someone that was right there, seeing the whole watched it happen. You know what I'm saying?
My grandfather's flag that swore to uphold and defend the Constitution right here.
That is crazy, though. He stabbed them all up in the head. He said he the one that cleaned the blood up and all that. I don't know how true that is, but it's another part of the story, I guess. This right here is back in Warren Sapp. We about to get into some of the Warren Sapp section. Actually, before that, let's do this Megan clip real quick. Where we at? 30 minutes? Okay, yeah. That's a good time for it. Let's play that Megan clip because it relates to the Tory. So, let's keep those together. What do you say? 30 minutes? Okay.
You were shot. I feel like my anxiety is worse. I feel like my relationship with people it's gotten very cold because I'm not as trusting as I used to be.
I was going to ask you, is it hard for you to trust people?
Like, I've got this wall and I don't want to make any friends and I'm trying to be as nice as I can to everybody. But I don't even, new people, I probably don't even hold a conversation longer than 30 minutes because I feel like every time I'm talking, I'm like on the verge of tears and I don't want to have to explain to strangers why I'm crying.
Yeah.
Half the time I just want to pick up the phone and call my mom and be like, what do I do? Like, it's too much. I feel crazy. I'm sad, and I feel like I have to hold it in because I have to be strong for so many people.
What do you say to people that still don't believe that you were actually shot?
I don't think any of this is for them. Like, it's for me. Like, I know this happened to me. And I'd rather it play out in court and the facts come out and everything comes out than me having to plead my case. And I'm a victim. Like, I'm the victim. Like, I'm not defending myself against anything. Like, something happened to me.
I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
The interview was a national stage, and then she admitted to lying on the national stage. Did that bother you at any point? That she admitted to lying?
Listen, I thought Megan, it was the first time she was telling her story. And it bothered me that so many people didn't believe her story. You know, that bothered me. So I wanted to get from her firsthand why she said what she said to me is really on her. Listen, I still am nuts about her. I think she's been through a lot, and I can't wait to see her documentary. You know, she was under the gun, and I thought undeservedly so. So, hello, I have no controversy.
I can't wait to see her documentary too now with her lying ass. Now let's see what she gonna put on that documentary.
It's about everything. It's like it showcases the beginning of her career to where we see her today, the death of her mom, the Tory Lanez shooting, her friendship with Kelsey, to start from the beginning. And then after that was the shooting. The shooting happened, so her mom passed away in March 2019, and then she was shot in July 2020, and she called it in the documentary the worst year of her life. Now she does get into Tory and that whole time, explains her friendship, how they became friends, they bonded over the fact that they both lost their mothers. And then she talks about sleeping with Tory Lanez. Let's take a listen to that.
I used to be so confident in myself, and I used to be, it wouldn't have been a time where anybody would have asked me about somebody, and I would have been like, you know, I would have been like, so, okay, yeah, I did that. I like to what about it? But the way, like, they have villainized me for being this type of person, it started to make me second guess myself. Yes, bitch, I lied to Gayle King, bitch. First of all, I know that bitch didn't even ask me about it. She always want to talk about the shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was like once, maybe twice, on a drunk night, bitch, you kept catching me out of my mind, asking me about it. She always want to talk about the shooting. Why'd you ask me about Tory? That's not what this is about. Even if I was like once, maybe twice, on a drunk night, bitch, you kept catching me out of my mind. I found myself consumed in the part, and I'm like, wait, this is not what this is about. If my mom was here, I wouldn't be going through this.
To this day, you still
There's still bullet fragments in my feet.
And there are still many people, as we sit here today, Megan, that don't even believe you were shot.
There's a hot gun in the car.
Yeah.
What else? What happened?
In text messages obtained by CBS News, Kelsey Harris, the other woman in the car, texted Megan's security guard saying, "Help, Tory shot Meg."
I really thought that we were all friends. And sometimes I feel like I put the blame on myself because when my mom passed, I just felt like I was looking for some type of family environment, and I was letting so many people in, and I didn't care who it was. I just wanted to feel like I got family and I got people that care about me, and just I could hang out with everybody, and I was just going through it.
What was the nature of your relationship with Tory Lanez? Because he has led people to believe that it was a sexual relationship, that it was that you two were dating. What was the nature?
We were not dating. We were really close. We were friends. We hung out like every day. And his mom passed too. So when I felt like we were bonding over that. And
did you have an intimate relationship with him?
Like sexual?
Yeah. Did you, Megan? Did you have a sexual relationship with Tory Lanez? Yes, that's my question.
I didn't have a sexual relationship with Tory.
So why do you think he's putting out the story that the two of you had a relationship and that you're making the whole thing up?
I think that he is trying to deflect from the fact that he committed a crime.
Tory Lanez pleaded not guilty to assault and weapons charges related to the shooting. We asked his attorney about Megan's allegations in this story. She responded that they look forward to addressing Ms. Pete's claims, including her inconsistencies, discrepancies, and omissions when his case goes to trial later this year. How has your life changed since
6:07?
What y'all think about that, family? Y'all think she lying? Well, I guess I already see in the comments that y'all think she lying. Let me see while I'm switching over. Shout out to Survivor Speak. She says, unpopular opinion, Kelsey lied. She was wondering why Kelsey didn't defend her. Now she knows why. That's why Kelsey. But Kelsey was up there lying too, wasn't she? I think so. I'm going to try to grab that clip before the night over. And we're going to come back to this comment. I'm going to pull it back up. But keep going, bro. One love. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Y'all show some love to Survivor Speaks. Drop some slime brothers all in the chat. Spam the SS and the pink hearts and all that good stuff. Show her some love. Go to her channel. Show her some support. I appreciate the love and support, family. And we about to get right back to it. Let me just show you some love for showing me some love. Appreciate you, family.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
UNC.
Welcome to Flesh.
Some more shit because
I grabbed all this flag that swore to uphold and defend the Constitution right here.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order.
The protesters started showing up at board meetings armed with cameras a couple months ago. They say deputies violated Sapp's freedom of speech during his arrest in February 2024. The state later dropped the charges. Today, Sapp joined the group.
Warren Sapp.
The First Amendment's core principle is to protect free and robust discussion of public affairs, hold government officials accountable, and check for abuse of power. Sir, you're the very definition of abuse of power. As you sit there in that chair, the good people of Okeechobee pay you a nice salary to sit here for 180 seconds and close your mouth and listen to public comment, and you won't do it. It's amazing to me. Amazing. No discipline, no nothing from you, except just yelling and screaming and kicking people out, and you don't want to hear what they got to say. And then when they get kicked out, you look over here at your attorney and say, is that arrestable?
He talked about his arrest and the county's treatment of protesters.
You want to be an officer that bad? Go get a badge. It doesn't take much in Okeechobee to get one, I'm sure, because I've experienced it. And now these people come here and they want to just talk to you about your county and your sheriff, and you want to kick them out. How come I'm not kicked out right now? Because I'm not talking about no potholes and no damn bridges.
Sir?
There it is. There it is. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Which one? Freaking or don't? Which one? Which one? Which one? I didn't think so. My man tried to help you out with Cohen versus California, and your reply was we're in Okeechobee,
Sir,
Florida.
we have no jurisdiction over California.
What up, Jazzy T? Jazzy T said, tackle him. Tackle him, Warren. Tackle his ass.
Not have jurisdiction over here?
You're out of order.
The
You're through.
Supreme...
Get the mic. You're through. See ya. But please take him out of the room. Take him out of the building, please. Yes.
Cut his mic off.
Commissioner Haserleaf later asked deputies to remove Sapp while talking about federal case law. Haserleaf told us everybody kicked out violated the board's decorum rules.
You ain't worth scraping off my food.
We did observe multiple people curse or disrupt proceedings, but some speakers were interrupted while talking about things the county oversees, like its own public comment.
You cannot arbitrarily cite.
Now you done it. This is the GOAT, y'all. This is John Felix. He was audited before.
Transparency Accountability Coalition, TAC-US.org. This is public comment. This is open public comment. I cannot disrupt the meeting during my time to speak. As a matter of fact.
And for anybody that don't know, that's Warren Sapp right there in the blue shirt that was just talking, and now he recording them with the camera. They there together.
You disrupt the meeting when you cut people off during their 3 minutes. Open public comment is supposed to be open, not pigeonholed into specific topics like bridges. Florida Sunshine Law 286.0114. You cannot arbitrarily silence speakers. Broward Coalition versus Broward 2018.
Sir, do you want to talk about something that we have jurisdiction?
Yes, you have jurisdiction. Sir, you have jurisdiction.
Cut the mic, please. If you're not going to do that, then we're through.
I am speaking on stuff.
We're through.
I'm talking about stuff.
Cut the mic, please.
Listen, you guys are committing.
Thank you. Thank you. You're through. Okay.
You're committing a felony if you remove me. Cohen versus California.
Please take him out.
Bethel versus Rager schools should not restrict loose speech, but does not apply to adults.
This is America.
You going?
We talk about another heavy hit in the background.
Take him out of the premises, please.
Take me out. Fuck you. What's your badge number? What's your fucking badge number? What's your fucking badge number? What's yours? What's yours? What's yours? What's yours? You broke it. All your qualifying units. All I know is I'm suing you. Every fucking right.
I'm leaving. I was actually talking about stuff the county has control over. David Hasselby was on a fucking control.
Two little girls in there. Four.
Doesn't make a difference.
True.
Hey, you stay up here.
David, David.
David.
He out there going off. I bet you they wouldn't let Warren Sapp talk like that, though.
What is leave now or else? What's the or else part of that? What were you going to do if you didn't leave? What were you going to do if you didn't leave? You're dodging the question because you would have got violent with him. Okay, so you can come back? I can tell him you can come back? Why can't he come back? You can get out there if you want. What will happen if he comes back? What will happen if he comes back? See, they're avoiding the question because they use violence to carry out their felonies, and they're doing that's nervous laughter right there, what you just saw, everyone. Nervous laughter. That's why you want to answer the question. You're committing felonies and you're using violence. You have a good day. Go wipe your ass with the Constitution. This lady is also a Constitution killing woman. Man, do you realize you guys are committing felonies? You have a good day. Carry out their felonies, and they're doing that's nervous laughter right there, what you just saw, everyone. Nervous laughter. That's why you want to answer the question. You're committing felonies and you're using violence. You have a good day. Go wipe your ass with the Constitution. This lady is also a Constitution killing woman. Man, do you realize you guys are committing felonies? Do you realize you're committing felonies? Huh? I guess you can't put lipstick on a pig. Sir, you realize you're committing felonies with your dirty Sanchez mustache. You understand that, right? So you guys are all felons right now. Did you guys swear an oath to the
Dirty Sanchez.
Constitution? Free speech. Free speech doesn't mean what David Hasselby likes. It means free.
Amen.
Dirty Sanchez. What's your name and badge number? Huffman 682? Huffman 602. Any relation to the Huffman guy? No? That's all you're going to say. So these cops are committing felonies against us, and they got nothing to say. Leave or else we're going to get violent with you for speaking. For speaking truth to power. You can't speak truth to power in Okeechobee, Florida. They have a bunch of mafia gunmen here to threaten violence against people who dare to speak. And I was speaking on something that had to do with the county and what they had control over. I guess lawsuits is the only thing you guys understand. And when it comes out of your pocket and you get qualified immunity revoked, what are you going to do then? All right, let's try the next one, see if he has any sense. Sir, why are you committing felonies? Sir, what's your name and badge number? Addington 747. So why are you committing felonies against us? You don't know why? I'm sorry? I can't hear you, sir. Sound off. No, I'm telling you, you guys are committing felonies. I have the law right here. Would you like to read it? Would you like to read the law, sir? So why are you committing felonies against American citizens? Did you swear an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution? Did you swear an oath to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution?
No, don't worry about it. I'm coming out of it. Ain't gonna stop. Ain't gonna stop. But I promise you. I promise you I'm gonna get it, buddy. I promise you I'm gonna get it. They touched the wrong one. They touched the wrong one. Yeah. I got you. You ain't gotta ask. I got you.
And so this was really originally provoked by Warren Sapp being arrested. We're going to get into that next. We got the body cam and all that.
If you don't get a picture,
Come on, try to hold it back.
Leaving the whole property.
I got you.
he said if you don't get a
I got you. Don't even worry about it. You ain't gotta worry about it.
Say that to me the same.
Look at the next time, this county commission, come up here, you get a picture. I'll do
He's in
it.
Indiana, so
Sure, have a trip. So come visit me. You show me how you love this by the way you work. And I'm a fun guy, I think, but I do get him to work. So they meet me more than halfway, so that's all I ask.
Well, the attorney in this notice of a claim says that deputies violated Warren Sapp's civil rights during an incident that happened in February last year. In sheriff's body camera footage, he's seen in a group of people in sports cars. A deputy pulled over one of those cars. Take a look. This is body camera footage we obtained from a public records request filed with the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office. It shows the moment a deputy confronts a driver she suspects is speeding.
I got you going 63 to 35 through town. All you guys are hauling down the road.
It happened around 4:10 in the afternoon on February 24th, 2024. The group pulled over at a gas station. According to the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office computer-assisted dispatch system, deputies got multiple calls related to luxury and high-end cars almost causing crashes.
The blue Lamborghini right in front of you and the other one that just pulled in. These other cars, I don't know how fast they were going.
The body camera footage WPTV received shows it taking 23 minutes to create the ticket. And during that time, a crowd gathered. On the footage, you can see NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp among them. He speaks to the deputy issuing the ticket. In the video, Sapp continues to talk to the deputy. Then a different deputy instructs Sapp to stop.
Hey, you know the saying? They hate to see young blacks getting money. Old blacks, any blacks.
Obstruction is a physical thing. You know that, right? You know that, right? Obstruction is a physical thing. What did I do that physically obstructed? What did I physically do? It's a physical action. Obstruction is a
I'm gonna show the full body cam in a minute without the stuff covering, but we celebrating our ancestors.
That's freedom of speech. That's constitutionally protected, right? Yeah, that's right.
What's your name? During the investigation, what's your name?
What's the name of the badge number?
Boom Fair, 734.
Boom Fair, 734.
In the video, you can hear Sapp repeat the question multiple times. According to the investigation narrative from the Okeechobee County Sheriff's Office, the deputy advised Warren he was not under arrest. Instead, was being detained.
Why would I get anybody in your car?
Because I'm surrounded by about 20, 30, 40
Yeah, exactly. It's a safe situation. Ain't nobody doing anything.
According to the investigation narrative, the deputy says Sapp continued to plant his feet to the ground, refusing to get in the back of the patrol vehicle.
I'm not getting in the car. I'm not getting in the car. I'm not getting in the car.
Get back!
That's all I want to know.
Sit down!
Eventually, Sapp is transported to the Okeechobee County Jail. The footage shows he then spoke to a supervisor.
I'm the road patrol supervisor. You want to speak to a supervisor?
I was wondering, you was outside the gas station when they drove away, right?
Yes.
How come we didn't have a conversation then?
Because you were already in the back of the patrol car and we needed to get you out of there as quick as possible.
And that's what we came up with?
That's what happened.
According to documents from the state attorney's office, Sapp was charged with resisting officer without violence. But court records from Okeechobee County show prosecutors filed no information, meaning it dropped the charges. The state attorney's office sent us a memo in the case. Its conclusion reads in part, the law will not support a conviction beyond a reasonable doubt. Still, according to the notice of claim, Sapp is seeking $20 million in damages. Last week, a viewer shot this video of Warren Sapp outside the County Board of Commissioners meeting last week.
I gotta go by the sheriff's office and get my thing. If I want to join me in the lobby.
Those people around Sapp also attended the meeting. They traveled from across the state and acknowledged Sapp in the back of the room, while also giving their opinions to the Board of Commissioners on the potential lawsuit.
The unjust arrest of Mr. Warren Sapp is a stark reminder that the fight against racism and tyranny is far from over.
If he wins his lawsuit for $20 million, you gonna apologize to the taxpayers?
That's what the sheriff's department did to Mr. Sapp back there. Stomped on his rights.
Maybe 14, because there was like 5 of them from the city cops. Because we were driving a bunch of spaceships, which are Lamb.
He said he trying to get 20 million of them things. 20 million. What up, Jazzy T? I see you. And Chop motherfucking Diggy in the building. What's good, Chop? I see you. Appreciate you joining, family.
Lamborghinis, Bugattis, you know, we was doing
Stomped on his rights.
Maybe 14, because there was like 5 of them from the city cops. Because we were driving a bunch of spaceships, which are Lamborghinis, Bugattis, you know, we was doing a charity rally and, you know, feeding the homeless. So it was a bunch of The cheapest car was $700,000 there. Trust me. It was spaceships there that we was riding in. Lamborghini after Lamborghini after Lamborghini after Bugatti after, I'm telling you, Ferrari supercars, all this, just stupid cars. Porsches, everything you could think of. So they all came more to look at the cars, I thought, as the officers came up, because there was no disturbance to have 14 officers there. But they did. And they're walking around, when I finally got the body cam, they're walking around talking about, who's in the car? And they're like, we don't know. That's why he's in the car. We don't know his name. And nobody said, wait, his name? Is that why he's in the car? Because he wouldn't give y'all his name? Y'all better get that man out of the damn car. Like what are y'all doing? Mm-hmm. There's policies and procedures and due process and civil rights that, put the handcuffs on this man for what? Nobody asked for what? At no time, except he wouldn't give me his name, so that's obstruction. That's what the field training officer kept yelling. That was the guy that arrested me, was a field training officer. He just kept yelling it. You don't give me your name, that's obstruction. Then the sergeant shows up on the scene, body cam muted. Jesus. Ask the greatest question you can ask in this situation. Because of how you get charged with obstruction is if you get pulled over and you don't want to give up your license and you obstructing them from getting your license because maybe you have warrants. That's how they throw the obstruction on you. It's a secondary charge. Mm-hmm. The first one would be whatever the traffic violation was, and then you didn't want to give up your ID. There's your obstruction. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how you get charged with obstruction. So he pulls up to the two officers, the lady officer who has me in the car, and the arresting officer who done put me in the lady's car, not his own car. He done put me in her car. What was he driving? He wasn't driving.
Driving them spaceships.
So that should have been the red flag that went up for the sergeant right there. If he ain't driving, how do we got obstruction, yo? This is a simple due process. There's certain steps we get to this. Yeah. So the lady got ready to explain it. Oh, he's riding with a friend over there, and I had this guy over here. You got PC? Yeah. Take him to jail. Just like that. Then he turns to my friends that are sitting there, and 4 of them are off-duty cops that are in the charity. They're explaining to his officers what they did wrong with the, yelling, get the F back, I'll pepper spray you to the crowd. The crowd just standing there watching. These are millionaires. Yeah. These are millionaires just standing there watching. It's like, what do you mean you don't pepper spray us? We just watching this. Like, what are y'all doing?
But there are no prosecutions of white artists. There are no prosecutions of country artists. No.
My fault, family. I got y'all right here. Hold on.
To a certain point, gets taken out. Whether it's Michael or Crosby or R. Kelly or Prince, they all either die under mysterious circumstances,
Nipsey,
or they become troubled and die of an overdose or medication, or they get done for some sex crimes or whatever. I mean, in R. Kelly's case, every single one of those children were basically sold to him, allegedly sold to him by their parents. And this is, we'll talk. Yeah, maybe that's a conversation another day. But there's so much of that in the entertainment industry. But there are no prosecutions of white artists. There are no prosecutions of country artists. Nobody. Madonna's never got in trouble for her 16-year-old boyfriends.
Yeah, why haven't we got Eminem yet?
No, where's Eminem? Could it have anything to do with this?
Country stars we're thinking of.
Well, Eminem. Country stars. Okay, yeah. I'll tell you after the show. No, I mean Eminem woke up one day an angry lesbian, with very left-wing politics. I wonder why that might have been. Who knows? Who can say? But it's only ever black artists who get their reputations absolutely ripped to shreds in public, get accused of the worst thing that a person could be accused of, right? And always when they get a little bit too big for their boots, a little bit too outspoken, a little bit too edgy, or a little bit too quote-unquote uncontrollable, when they won't take their meds, when they won't do as they're told, when they won't shut up about Israel, when they won't shut up about contracts, when they won't do as the establishment and as the architecture, the machinery of the industry wants them to do, suddenly they're guilty of underage sex with kids, people trafficking, all the rest of it. Well, I mean, maybe the truth is that the whole industry does it. Maybe the truth is that nobody does it, probably closer to the first one. But these selective prosecutions, I'm not a big civil rights, let's defend black people for the sake of it guy. I don't even really care for the music that much. I like Ye.
I don't know if y'all can see this that much, but I'm gonna show a better shot of it later on. You see them at the top, all them firefighters with the firefighter gear. Why is all the firefighters over there just chilling? And it's like some people in regular clothes that's shooting out the fire? Like, do they take maybe that was just a different department or something that just came to help or something? Maybe that's why. So I don't know. Or was it like the prison camps? You know how the prison camps come and help you fight the fires?
As a singular instance, because he's an artist in a slightly different league and a different caliber than the rest of them. I don't really listen to the music from the rest of that genre, to be honest with you. But even I cannot deny that the prosecutions are targeted, selective, and gruesomely unfair in the way that they are played out in public, and the manner in which the juries are tainted and poisoned beforehand. But this guy's like on trial, and Netflix decides that. I mean, come on.
They murdered Michael Jackson.
100.
Well, no, the prison camps, they would probably have on prison clothes then, huh?
And
they murdered
gave Prince fentanyl.
They murdered Michael Jackson after he started talking about Jews. And I'm not going to say that what he said about them was right or wrong or whatever, but it is a fact of history that, first of all, they released the recordings of a phone call where he was complaining about Jews in some not very pleasant language. And I think he had a similar problem with Jewish people, that sort of universalized to Jewish people in general, which every black artist or every black actor gets to a certain point.
Surprised. I was rooting for our man. I really was. I didn't really look into the case so much. I was just kind of soaking up the general atmosphere, and like you said, everybody was kind of rooting for him. You know, Megan was saying a lot of statements about how she's being attacked and no one's standing up for her as a black woman and this and that. So she certainly felt that the court of public opinion was on Tory's side as well. And it just seemed to me that it was kind of a he say, she said case. I understand why he took it to trial. You know, he might have had to take this case to trial. Unlike Cross, who could have did the 16 months and got his $10 million or whatever, his situation is different because he's not a citizen. So if he pleads out a possible plea deal, anything that they would have offered him to plead out to would have probably made him an aggravated felon, which would have made him subject to removal, or, you know, more commonly known as deportation. So sometimes your back is against the wall. Plus the fact, you know.
So he talking about Tory Lanez, talking about why some of the reasons he might have didn't take a plea deal or whatnot. But shit, if you ain't did it, shit, why the fuck you gonna take a plea deal? Just like shit, y'all lying on me. Why would I plead to that? That's crazy. Y'all know y'all lying and want me to take a plea deal. What type of shit is that?
Megan made a lot of comments that really damaged her credibility. She was saying, oh, well, you know, I didn't hear any gunshots. Oh, I didn't get shot. Oh, I cut my feet on glass. And so I could see how, you know, him being backed up into a corner with the deportation thing on the one hand, and then on the other hand, knowing that she's going to have to take the stand, but her credibility being in question, I could see why he might want to roll the dice. And I think that's kind of what it came down to. You know, Kelsey's testimony really wasn't helpful to either side so much, and you just had Tory's attorney's arguments versus what Megan was saying, and I think it could have went either way. Now, having said that, we need to acknowledge that again,
Y'all said free Tory, you little bitty bitch.
Vast majority of black men in this country, brown men in this country, really don't get a fair shake, right? Because of resources, because of racism. That was not the case in this situation, in the sense that Tory had the ability to hire the best attorneys, right? So this is not a public defender case. This is a case with serious attorneys being paid serious money.
607 UNC.
For those who wasn't here, I had to replay this 607 real quick. This dude is hilarious right here. Who does this? Who goes here? Hey, but I ain't mad at him.
I'm locked in a permanent and I'm stuck in assimilation.
Name and address.
Oh yeah, my name. I'm from the Paroma. That's like in the heavens. It's like the same as heaven, but it's different. And I come to talk about Trump because I love Trump, and y'all disrespect Trump, and y'all don't know that y'all devils, and y'all come from the devils. Y'all fell from heaven, and y'all don't know that Trump is good. He black, stuck in another body, because the world assimilation and everything is reincarnated. Oh, sorry, everything is reincarnated. And I got some papers I need y'all to sign because I'm trying to let everybody know that Michelle.
He said everything is reincarnated, and Michelle Obama is a man.
Obama is a man. Her name is Michael, and don't nobody know. But this right here, if y'all can help me sign this, we can kind of like get a gender reveal. Because she's a man. I mean, he's a man. It's not like he, she. But it's different. But I need to get out the firmament. And I need to get to Antarctica. So I need you guys to help me get to Antarctica too, right? Because y'all blocking me from Antarctica. And you doing it for sure because you know you feel from the heavens. And I can look at you and tell that you you Lucifer. You Satan, the devil. Leave Trump alone. And Hillary Clinton stupid. And Bill Clinton did inhale that weed. He said he didn't, but he did. I know he did. Who smoke weed and don't inhale? And that's all. Thank you, guys.
That's crazy. He go in there and say that, and I just played that clip the other day. There wasn't nobody talk about that shit till I paid that. That's because I put it in the ethers. I ain't saying he got it from me. I'm saying I put it in the ether.
I love you guys. America, make America great again. Put up the wall and I love you. You love me. Bring Barney back!
May I see your license, please? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Hang on just 1 second. Will this work for you? I can't seem to find my license, but... You have a good day, sir.
Hey, man, thanks for being the man. You are accountability for all. I'm with you.
That's warrensapp. That's warrensapp.
All right, so here go the body cam footage. Shout out to Accountability for All for coming through with the body cam footage. Let's get into it, family. Warren Sapp ain't playing no games.
This ain't it yet. This is
We got cameras in that. Is it rolling? Everything's rolling, yep. Audio, video,
you gotta hold it hard, brother. I'm right there. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing here. Why you gotta grab me like that? What am I being detained for?
I'll explain that in a second, sir.
This is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
No, you're applying force right now. To impede an investigation, I have to do something physical. Not talk. That's a freedom of speech. That's a constitutionally protected activity. Here you go. You know this is force, right? 1983 lawsuit. Deprivation of rights under the color law. I haven't done anything. I don't have to answer that. I don't have to answer that.
Get back!
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to call or retain an attorney at this time or have one present now or anytime during questioning. If you cannot afford to...
Look, her ass gonna be reading from the damn card and driving. And I just was watching another cop video today. He talking about, hey, you got a Miranda's rights card? You got a Miranda's rights? They don't even know they Miranda's rights no more. They don't even know how to read them no more. They reading from cards now.
Hire an attorney, the court will appoint one for you without cost. If you decide to answer questions now, you have the right to stop answering at any time during questioning. Do you understand?
And they added maybe used as evidence. They added the word evidence instead of just used against you.
Understand these rights. What is your name? I want to know who I'm speaking to.
Good citizen.
A good citizen. Okay, good. Okay, good citizen.
I'm Sergeant I'm the road patrol supervisor.
What is your name? I want to know who I'm speaking to.
Good citizen.
A good citizen. Okay, good. Okay, good citizen.
I'm Sergeant I'm the road patrol supervisor. You want to speak to the supervisor?
I was wondering, you was outside the gas station when they drove away, right?
Yes.
How come we didn't have a conversation then?
Because you were already in the back of the patrol car and we needed to get you out there as quick as possible.
And that's what we came up with?
You can fill out a citizen complaint on the deputy if you choose to. And there'll be an internal investigation done on that.
Yeah, you want to investigate yourself and find nothing wrong, just like you're doing right here in front of me now. It's fine. It's cool. We're going to see what the federal court got to say about it.
Okay. You have that right?
Oh, absolutely I do. Absolutely. I see all the children needs a refresher course in the Constitution, and I'll bring it to you. I promise you. All right.
On February 24th, 2024, Super Bowl champion, NFL Defensive Player of the Year, 4 first-team All-Pro, 7-time Pro Bowler, Lombardi winner, first-round draft pick, and NFL Hall of Famer Warren Sapp was taking part in a charitable organization put on by the Garden of Eden Foundation, benefiting the lives of hundreds of people, including celebrities and your average citizen, were driving high-end cars to support this cause. At this point, Warren Sapp noticed one of the charity participants being pulled over by police. He got out and began to record. This video includes all the body camera footage from every police officer present, including unredacted copies of the arrest affidavit and other supplemental reports. This is Warren's story. This is the body cam for Okeechobee County Sheriff's Deputy Kinerick. She's about to try and solicit a reckless driving charge, which would result in arrest of the driver. To meet the burden for this arrest, the driver would have had to be traveling in excess of 65 miles per hour. But even she admits they were only going 63. This is what prompted Warren to
I got the police report too if y'all want to hear it.
Film.
I got you going 63. It's a 35 through town. All you guys are hauling ass down the road. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what y'all are doing. No, yeah, you do. You got your license?
Her license?
Yeah, her license too. I'm requiring everybody in the car.
As you can see, Deputy Kinerick is requiring driver's licenses from all occupants of the vehicle, not just the driver, but the passengers as well. This will be the first in a huge line of mistakes made by Okeechobee County Sheriff's deputies. On a traffic stop, drive reasonable articulable suspicion or probable cause. The deputy doesn't have the lawful authority or ability to ask the passengers for their identification.
You're going 63 in a 35 mile an hour zone.
I apologize. We didn't realize there was a speed limit. We thought it was faster over here.
10-4, the blue Lamborghini right in front of you and the other one that just pulled in. These other cars, I don't know how fast they were going. Stay in the car. Stay in the car. No.
10 minutes has passed, and the crowd of 5 has now swelled to over 100 people. Civilian is about to approach the driver's side door of Deputy Kinerick, and this interaction will change both of their lives forever. And that person's name is NFL legend Warren Sapp.
Morning?
I'm getting out of the causeway. You all right?
I'm great.
You sure?
Well, I was until I got to do this.
That ain't your job?
Oh, it is my job. I just think...
Deputy Kinerick beats her body cam, and almost a year later, still no one is exactly sure why. We'll pick up when...
She's talking about I was good till I had to do this. He said, ain't that your job? All you doing is giving a ticket, right? It's a problem for you to give a ticket, but you a cop though, right? I was doing good till I had to do this.
Audio resumes.
Like we interrupted your day.
Deputy Kinerick's citation printer malfunctions, so another deputy responds to the scene, print the ticket for her, and manage the crowd. After 20 minutes, both deputies finally learn how to use a printer.
Alright, I'm giving you a citation, okay? 63 and a 35. That's unacceptable, man. That's almost double the speed limit. Alright?
We're part of the rally. We're having fun, you know.
You can be part of the rally and you can live in town. I completely understand, but going almost double the speed limit is a little unacceptable.
No, like we said, he wasn't faster speed over there.
Well, I understand that. When you come over the overpass...
Keep an eye at the back left-hand side of your screen. 6'5", 300-pound man in the multicolored tank top watching and...
Pass drops from 45 to 35. I'm just educating you. 3, you can take it to court. I don't mind going to court. It's my job. Alright?
Is this the points?
Yeah. Unless you want to fight it, you're more than welcome to. Alright? But it's a $248 ticket.
I just want y'all to keep in mind what she looked like, because later she gonna say, oh, I could say I'm a man, but I'm really a woman.
Points though, right?
But if you do the traffic school, it takes the points off. Okay?
So I have a license, right?
It doesn't matter. I understand that. Like I said, with the amount with the amount of traffic, I'm trying to educate you, man. And with the amount of traffic that's coming through town,
63 is not double 35.
Okay, well, 63 is what I got him on my radar. Go ahead and take it to court because it's on the line. Okay, but you're almost double. Okay, but you're going over the speed limit. Okay. Okay, well I got it. Okay, well I got it, and I wrote for what I got was 63. Okay, so I said what I said, but I didn't write it for double, did I? I wrote it for what I got.
No, but what you're saying is
incorrect. Well, just for future reference, through this
you like to be correct, that's all. Alright. You guys have no idea. Stop it. You don't have to go to jail today? Say that, 63, but I don't know how to go to jail for obstruction. You get me? Obstruction is a physical thing. Would you like to go to jail for obstruction? Obstruction is a physical thing. You know that. You know that. Obstruction is a physical thing. What did I do that physically? What did I physically do? It's a physical action. No, you're not either. Obstruction is a physical action. Not freedom of speech. Not freedom of speech. You know, that's constitution protected, right? Yeah, that's right. What's your name during the investigation? What's your name? What's your name of the badge number? Criminal Fair, 734. All right, 734. Yeah. I'll take it.
Now Now Warren Sapp's being told that he's being detained.
What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? What am I being detained for? I'm not listening. What am I being detained for? Please report. What am I being detained for?
We got cameras in there.
Hey, is it rolling?
Everything's rolling, yep. Audio being recorded.
You gotta hold me that hard, brother. I'm right here. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm just standing here. Why you gotta grab me like that? What am I being detained for?
I'll explain that in a second, sir.
This is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
No, you're applying force right now. To impede an investigation, I have to do something physical, not talk. That's a freedom of speech. That's a constitutionally protected activity. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Everybody right here, no, you didn't. You said, do I want to go to jail? And I said, for what? So we gonna see.
And then they just be lying. Like, what's the point of upholding the law or being a law officer if you gotta lie about every fucking thing? Man, they just lie so damn much. Like, can you even do your job, or you just gotta lie all the time to get people in jail? Is that why y'all prison so full? Because y'all be lying on people every day?
That's a constitution. This is affecting the arrest.
This is a detainment.
No, you're applying force right now. To impede an investigation, I have to do something physical, not talk. That's a freedom of speech. That's a constitutionally protected activity. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Everybody right here, no, you didn't. You said, do I want to go to jail? And I said, for what? So we gonna see. You still ain't answer about the detainment, sir.
You're being detained, and I'll answer that.
What are you doing? Hold on. No, wait. This gonna be fun. Everybody's sitting back. You need some tape, don't you? There you go. You know this is force, right? 1983 lawsuit. Deprivation of rights under the criminal law. I haven't done anything. You know what I'm saying? Not that side. Hold on. Please don't answer that for us, right, officer? You know it's illegal for you to watch him do this. Yeah, I am. This is force. Absolutely. What am I being detained for?
Until I can get your name, that's what we're going to do.
What am I being detained for? Hold on. You didn't explain it. What am I being detained for? I'm asking. What am I being detained for? I can resist the unlawful arrest, but I'm not. For Supreme Court, I have handcuffs on me, and you haven't told me why I'm not being detained. I just stand right here. I'm not being detained. I'm just standing here. Why did I leave anybody in your car?
Because I'm surrounded by my 20
It's a safe situation. Ain't nobody doing anything. Nobody's doing anything. I'm right here, dog. All right. You haven't answered me why I'm being detained. That's a physical act, right? Obstruction is a physical act. I'm talking to two other officers. I don't have to answer you. I'm not getting in the car. Why am I getting in the car?
Yeah, I'm talking about stop resisting. He wasn't resisting nothing. You just can't move him like that because he a big dude.
Get back!
Why am I getting in the car?
Get back!
That's all I want to know.
Sit down! You have anything in your pockets?
I don't consider any searches.
You are detained.
I am being detained for what? Where's the supervisor? Please, no, I'm good, right? You told me to sit. You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
You told me to sit, I'm going to sit.
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Can I get a supervisor, please?
Hey, Sanchez.
Can I get a supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please?
Stand up.
Brother, I don't consider any searches.
You are detained.
You know who I am? I'm bruh man from the 5th floor. From the 5th floor. About to make me a sandwich or something.
What?
Because you are shot.
I got my mouth for what?
Incident to arrest.
Oh?
Incident to arrest.
What is that? What is that? You said I'm being detained. I'm asking you, why am I being detained?
I already told you why.
Why?
You
because I didn't give you my name?
You need to give
you
us
said
a
because I didn't. No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I have the right to remain
When I ask
silent.
you to leave
Sir.
and move back, and you do not.
None of that was asked of me. Can I get a supervisor? Can I get a supervisor? I need a supervisor, brother. He told me I'm being detained because I didn't tell him my name.
Yes, that's obstruction.
That's obstruction.
Obstruction is a physical act.
Obstruction.
Obstruction is a physical act. Yes, it is.
And keep track of how many times he asked for a supervisor.
Stand up. Stand up. I need you. Stand up. All right, you're under arrest. You're under arrest.
I'm in the car. I'm already in the car.
Stand up.
I'm already in the car, sir. Can I get a
Stand
supervisor?
up. I need to search your
Can I
pockets.
get a supervisor, please? Can I get a supervisor, please? He asked me to send the car to myself.
Hi, brother. I asked for warrant up. Give me his name.
Why did he walk up on him like that too? Was that necessary?
That's obstruction.
Can I get a supervisor, please? He asked me to send the car to myself.
Hi, brother. I asked for.
He not even a supervisor. He ain't even part of this police force. He part of the SWAT team. What is he even doing here?
Give me his name. That's obstruction. Let me explain what's going on. You're the only supervisor right here. This guy, so this guy right here, parked up in the traffic stop. He comes walking up to me, all taking back. I asked him for his name. He refused to give it to me or leave. That's it. Obstruction.
That's it. Y'all were playing. I couldn't fucking see y'all. I'm in the middle. I'm all like, what fucking happened? Oh, this shit.
You have his camera? I gave it here. Oh, good. That'll be
That seat's annoying. Sorry. I can't open it.
I did nothing to nobody.
Right. What is that? It's all right. Is that helpful? I don't know. Is that my car?
You know who he is? That's Warren Sapp. That's Warren Sapp. Okay, well, he was Warren Sapp.
Look at how excited he was. Like, where the hell your ass was at earlier, nigga? You could have prevented all this. They talking about, oh, we locking you up because you ain't give us your name. Y'all know his name. Y'all know damn well that's Warren Sapp. Or Marvin Sapp. Lock the doors.
That's Warren Sapp. That's Warren Sapp.
It's all right. Is that helpful? I don't know. Is that my car?
You know who he is? That's Warren Sapp. That's Warren Sapp. Okay, well, he was Warren Sapp.
What is going on? They took my air on before
Despite department
because he's arguing with Ken right now. What's he driving?
He came with a guy in a white hat, I believe, right?
So there his ass go right there. How many times did he ask for a supervisor? He asked for a supervisor at least about 20 times already. He's standing right here. Why is he not talking to the supervisor all this time? He right here.
But I was issuing this guy a citation. He wanted to argue because I said
Obstruction, definitely.
okay.
So,
yeah. All right. I'll get it.
That's what we got. Obstruction.
Okay. I'll take it.
Anybody else going to jail? No.
Nope.
Just get the people that's going to jail.
All right. I'm gonna take it.
All right, I'll follow you.
All right. So I got his camera. Ellis. Sorry. Or whoever. Do you want to speak to a supervisor? Do you want to speak to him now?
Yeah, you're supervisor.
Ellis, sorry.
You guys got whatever.
Well, I know, but he wants to speak to you unless you want me to just take him. Sarge. No? Cool. Just good. Walk away anymore?
Okay.
Take him.
Take him.
He wants to speak to him in the jail.
He can talk to someone in jail.
Alright. I was instructed to take you. I'm instructed to take you.
Y'all not gonna let me speak to the supervisor?
I am instructed to take
You're not
you.
gonna let me speak to the supervisor?
696.
You're not gonna let me speak to the supervisor?
I've just tried.
He's not.
Okay?
Did y'all see the way he did? Like he tried to play that like he didn't hear her, knowing dang on well he heard her calling his name. It's not even loud. The crowd is gone. What up, Miss D55? And have a good night, Gemini Rising. Appreciate y'all coming in and stopping by. What up, Miss D? What up? Let me. Oh, I ain't even got my. I was about to pull up the smoke. I forgot I ain't even got my character up. I was gonna blaze up for you.
I was told. Thank you.
Let me speak to the super.
Alright. Now the boy is gonna.
Here's about
Ellis. Sorry. Or whoever. Do you want to speak to one of the supervisor? Do you want to speak to him now?
Yeah, here's about.
Ellis, Sarge.
You guys got whatever.
Well, I know, but he wants to speak to you unless you want me to just take him. Sarge. Now the boy is gonna. Walk away and
Okay.
take him.
Take him.
He wants to speak to him in the jail.
You can talk to someone in jail.
Alright. I was instructed to take you. I'm instructed to take you.
Y'all not gonna let me speak to the supervisor?
I am instructed to take you.
Let me speak to the supervisor.
696.
You're not gonna let me speak to the supervisor.
I've just tried. Okay, I was told.
You said what?
I was told to take you. I was told to take you.
You said what?
You want to justice is why. Everybody.
What is my charge? What is my charge?
696. That's a 11015 mail. Because he wanted the jail. Getting mileage.
Oh my goodness.
Getting mileage. 6926.
I love this. I always wondered how do y'all do this.
All right.
And I just watched it go down. Oh my goodness. Deprivations of rights. Absolutely. I am standing there, you gonna tell me obstruction. Obstruction is a physical act, man. And you know this.
Okay.
And you know this.
Alright.
So now what do we do?
Well, hold on. Oh, let's not get hit by one of these cars. I'm going to the jail with you right now. But listen, while I'm sitting at this red light, I'm gonna read. Hey, are you okay?
I don't have a lot of room.
I'm sorry, it's very tight back there. I understand.
I don't have a lot of room back there.
Listen, you have the right to remain silent.
What is my charge? What am I being arrested for?
Obstruction, that's resisting. But I'm not the arresting officer. Hold on, understand. Can I explain while we're on body camera? Everything's on body camera.
I'm just asking.
Okay?
That ain't making sense to me.
Listen, I'm just the transporting officer. Let me read you your rights before I say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used as evidence against you in court. You have the right to call or retain an attorney at this time or have one present now or any time during questioning. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, the court will appoint one for you without cost. If you decide to answer questions now, you have the right to stop answering at any time during questioning. Do you understand these rights? Okay. Can I talk to you or do you not want to talk to me? Okay, what is your name? You don't have to tell me, I don't care.
Look, I'm going to read these. I'm going to stop at this red light and read this card to you. And then start driving and reading the card. And then I'm going to pull y'all over for looking at y'all phone. But I'm going to read this little bitty ass print up card because I don't know how to read you your damn Miranda rights while I take you to jail for somebody else arresting you. I wasn't even the one who arrested you. For some reason, I'm the one taking you to jail. What the hell's going on here?
I'm just asking. I read you your Miranda rights. I want to know who I'm speaking to.
Good citizen.
A good citizen. Okay, good.
That hadn't broken the law.
Okay, good citizen.
Yeah, they hadn't broken the law.
I'm going to explain to you right now. The arresting officer is coming to the jail with me.
Baby, I just asked to speak to a supervisor.
Okay, and I understand. And I
could have avoided all of this because the only thing he had to do was tell that supervisor what he had.
Absolutely, and he did.
He took the cuffs off of me and let me go.
Okay, well, he spoke to the supervisor. Okay, absolutely.
You was right there listening to it?
He was face to face with the officer, with the supervisor, and it's on his body camera.
Were you there?
The arresting officer told me to take you.
So not the supervisor. So the supervisor didn't tell you to take me?
The supervisor spoke to the arresting officer, who told me to go. I am transporting you, whether you want to make a complaint.
You're not to speak to the citizen, right?
Yep.
All right.
Okay. I understand.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. 696 SOS, Delta 2, one of the traffic stops, 63 and then 35.
I'm observing my government officials at work, and they arrest me for obstruction. I asked a question.
You did, and I'm just transporting you.
Give me your name.
You don't have to, and that's fine.
That's what he arrested. That's what he grabbed me for, baby.
Okay, well, you were also arguing at that point.
Arguing what?
With me.
No. We were just having a discussion about you saying double.
Okay, and I wrote him
wasn't
for...
double.
Okay.
That's all. I mean, that was an easy discussion.
And it was, and I told you, but then you kept going, okay? And then, hold on, and then I spoke, well, hold on.
You can make this whatever you want to make it.
You, listen, fine citizen, whatever your name is. Okay. Listen to me, fine citizen. I was speaking to the...
Are you law enforcement officer?
I am, absolutely. And you want to know what law I enforce? I enforce the traffic stop that I was working on. Okay. And what happened after you? Good.
You said doubling the speed.
Cool, but I wrote him for what he went. And then the arresting officer. Okay. All
Did something wrong.
right. I'm arguing for.
You said it wrong. That was all.
Okay. Cool. I said it wrong, but I wrote him for. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Tamalama said they got both police and sheriff. The one walking up is a region supervisor. They be full of shit.
Okay. That's about highly intelligent government officials get it right. That's all. You wrote 63, document 63.
Oh, and appreciate you tapping in. Appreciate you joining family and giving us some input.
Absolutely.
There it is.
Absolutely. And I wrote him for that.
But you didn't say it.
Okay, I could say I'm a male, but I'm a female.
I
wrote him for what I got him.
Sweetheart, we're having a discussion.
Absolutely.
You keep going back to that, like,
but we are.
You wrote something.
Okay, all right. Okay.
That ain't what we want to talk about.
All right, that's fine.
What you said to us
Okay.
and him.
Okay.
You did double.
Okay.
Drop from 75 to 35.
Absolutely.
As you come here, if you know that, if you come here next time, you'll know.
And I informed everybody of that. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. And the officer that is doing that will be here. All right.
All the Sapps trying to secure a bag.
Did y'all stop that body cam?
This is still rolling.
Oh, man.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to use that. I don't want to mess with it.
Definitely stop.
No.
Definitely stop.
Come on. Okay. Well, listen, if you want to request the footage, I've been rolling the whole time.
No.
No, I understand. And you've been good to me, I understand that, but I'm not the one who arrested you. Come here, bud. Right here.
That's one law.
I know, right there.
That's all I have. One law.
Okay. All right. Are you going to give me your name or no? Okay. He's not going to give a name, so put him in a cell until he wants to give you a name or fingerprint, because they're not going to do this one. Yeah, Warren Sapp or something like that? Yeah. But if you don't want to tell me it, that's fine.
Oh, now she know his name. So y'all do know his name, but y'all taking him to jail for not telling him your name. The hell?
No, nothing. This is a body cam from him. This is his property. My body cam is rolling the whole time. Look, this is yours. I'm placing it right here. All right.
Talking about he can sit in the cell until he tell us his name. You already know his damn name. You didn't hear the cop run up and say, "Hey, you don't know who that is? That's Warren Sapp." Now y'all got me saying Marvin Sapp.
I think it's Warren Sapp or something like that.
She all paranoid and shook up. Look, she wasn't talking like that earlier. She had a little bit more bass in her voice earlier. She all friendly now. And while we here, y'all show some major love to Chan My Black is Golden.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Dropping the 5 memberships. Appreciate you. Appreciate the love and support, family. If you got gifted a membership, please show her some love. Appreciate you, Queen. Goddess.
I know y'all got it. He's fine with me. He's good. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be Satalantes. It's gonna be Satalantes.
Mr. Sapp has now been fame only after finding out who he was, knowing that they just made a huge error in judgment after violating the rights and arresting the very man who had won them a Super Bowl 2 decades earlier. Fame can be a funny thing, especially if that's an attribute belonging to a person whose rights you violated and you've just illegally arrested.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Yes, sir. This being recorded.
Oh, I was making sure.
My name's Sergeant Nicholas. I'm the road patrol supervisor. You want to speak to the supervisor?
I was wondering, you was outside the gas station when they drove away, right?
Yes.
How come we didn't have a conversation yet?
Because you were already in the back of a patrol car and we needed to get you out of there as quick as possible.
And that's what we came up with?
That's what happened.
Okay.
Whenever there's a situation like that, we try to clear the area as quick as possible.
Because?
Because there's a large group of people there and it could turn dangerous.
It was peaceful. We were peacefully assembled.
At that point.
Well, your officer had been there for 15 minutes writing the ticket.
Well, the officer was screaming for backup too, so we went.
I that part, so now, with my situation.
You have to speak to the supervisor, so I'm here.
So I'm asking.
What would you like to know?
What am I here for?
You're being arrested for obstruction.
That's a physical act, right?
No. It's an impeding investigation. It could be physical, it could be refusing to leave, it could be continue to interject yourself into an investigation that's being done on a separate situation.
It wasn't an investigation, it was a ticket being written, right?
It was a traffic investigation.
So, after you hand the person the ticket, the traffic stop is effectively over?
Well, the deputy was still talking.
No, I was asking, after you hand the ticket to the man, the effective is effectively over? The stop is over?
It depends.
I'm asking.
If the ticket is being explained to the individual who has the physical ticket in his hands, then no, it's not good.
So the explaining would be coming over the top of the hill at 45 and it drops to 35, whatever else. Tickets in.
Look at him trying to walk him through it like he trying to get up out of it. They just, man, they be so full of shit. Like how are y'all the ones in charge of the law when y'all more full of shit than criminals?
His hand, he's folding it up. The stop isn't over.
And ain't this RICO? Ain't y'all working together to break the law again? Ain't this another RICO?
Whatever the explanation is.
No, I'm just asking. Why he's folding it up?
I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm definitely not going to argue with you.
You'll have your day in court. I understand that.
Hold on, but I just had my rights violated. Your officer said to me, "Do you want to go to jail?" First thing he said out of his mouth to me. I said, "Excuse me? What's your name?" So I laughed. Because I do have a right to remain silent, right? I have the right, Fourth and Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes, you absolutely have the right to remain silent. But you don't have the right to interject yourself into an investigation.
Interject myself?
Yeah, were you in the vehicle that had been stopped?
No, sir.
No. Okay. So what purpose were you in that traffic stop?
I wasn't in the traffic stop. The traffic stop was over.
The traffic stop was still being conducted.
The traffic stop was over. She hadn't handed him the ticket. The lady that was going to stop was here. Eagle Man was here. There was another officer here. I was here. I said to the other officer that didn't arrest me, I said, "How fast was he going?" That was going to stop was here. Eagle Man was here. There was another officer here. I was here. I said to the other officer that didn't arrest me, I said, "How fast was he going?" He said, "I don't know. It's not my stop." I said, "You know what? It's right." So I walked over and looked at the ticket because the lady said that he was going double the speed limit. And I was like, "That's pretty fast. I don't think he was going that fast just then." And he wasn't going double. So I just asked, I was like, "We just want you to be factual, man. You're having a speed right there. There's no reason to say the man was going double when he wasn't." And that's when I got his attention. "You shut up. I don't have my First Amendment right is free speech and doesn't work in Okeechobee."
Yes, you have the right for freedom of speech. Once the ticket was explained to them, and he leaves, that's when the traffic stop's over.
He wasn't in the traffic stop.
The guy that had the ticket was
No, the officer with me.
He was back up to the officer that was there conducting the traffic stop.
The traffic stop was over.
Okay. I'm not going to argue semantics.
No, there was no semantics. I mean, his body cam was on and everything, right?
Correct.
That's all it needed. All the officers that was there, body cam and all that good stuff. And
yeah, it will all be in there. And
your 1983 deprivation of rights, my first, my fourth, and my fifth.
Yes, sir. And you're more than willing.
And I really don't know how, man, you couldn't have had this conversation with all those officers. You had the SWAT sergeant, that's it.
The SWAT sergeant?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yes, that's what patted me down. Yeah, SWAT. 3 bodies on his own. 3 stripes on his own. Sergeant, he said, "You have to speak to one of theirs because I'm not." I said,
"Oh, that was a city sergeant."
That's what I said. Another SWAT.
That wasn't SWAT.
He had SWAT on the scene.
No. He might have been a member of a SWAT team, all right. But he wasn't the Okeechobee County Sheriff.
So you are backing up what your officer did today?
I have yet to view the video of it. So.
I just told you what happened.
Okay. There's 2 sides to every story, sir.
No, then the camera.
cameras out there?
Because when I got ready to start recording with my body cam, they snatched that. Okay. That'd be a bang violation right there. Create power restraint, stop me from recording. There was no reason to put me in handcuffs. I hadn't done anything.
Well, I wasn't there at that time, so I don't know how you would.
No, I'm just standing there.
All I know is
I watched the other two officers sitting there so peacefully and calm. Say, really? You just gonna allow this to happen? I haven't done anything. He asked me my name, and I was start telling him my name.
Sure. If you feel like your rights have been violated.
Oh no, it's going down. Don't worry about it. I heard you. You didn't want to speak to me at the scene. Let him drive off without it.
You can fill out a sensitive complaint on the deputy if you choose to, and there'll be an internal investigation done on it.
Oh, yeah, you want to investigate yourself and find nothing wrong, just like you're doing right here in front of me now. It's fine. It's cool. We're gonna see what the federal court got to say about it.
Okay. You have that right.
Oh, absolutely, I do. Absolutely.
Any other questions I can ask or answer for you?
I'm glad you finally got around to having a conversation with somebody that was just unlawfully arrested. And the cop got back out and started yelling at you to come back, and you still didn't come.
What? I can say that again?
The lady officer got back out and started yelling, Alice, Alice.
The lady officer?
Yeah, the one that
This
drove
is
me.
a free call.
That's who wrote the ticket. There's a lady officer. You don't know that?
Yeah, I know who wrote you the ticket, but I didn't hear anything.
Right, the ticket? I didn't get
I'm sorry,
the ticket.
I know the person.
I wasn't riding in the car.
I know
They identified the passenger.
I know the person who wrote the ticket, but I don't know who was hollering for me to come talk to them.
The person that drove me here.
Yeah,
Didn't even look at him.
I didn't hear it.
You didn't even look at him.
There were so many people out there.
You didn't even look at him.
There were so many people going on.
You didn't even look at him. Classic.
Anything else you need to know?
Oh, no, I'm good. You got your business card? Sure.
It shouldn't be much longer, by the way.
I shouldn't even be here, Mr. Ellis, but I see all the children needs a refresher course in the Constitution, and I'll bring it to you. I promise you.
All right. You can put him back. What's that? My supervisor? Yeah, Lieutenant Love.
Is he around?
Yeah, he's working.
Could you give him a call? Give him a call for me, please?
Would you like to speak to him?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, I want to speak to your supervisor too. Chump. He should have said chump.
What is your point?
Are you telling me or chastising me for using a privileged motion? Is you fussing me out for using a privileged motion? Is that what you call yourself doing? What did you just say? What did you say? You're not going to allow me to do what? I mean, you laughing. I'm trying to hear what you're saying.
Okay, I think that you can hear me just fine, but for the record, I said I will not allow you to gaslight this community.
Gaslight?
Yes, sir. I suggest you look it up. We will continue with this appeal.
We'll deal with this after the appeal. Watch yourself.
As a reminder on the
'Cause
appeal.
I can use that.
Excuse me, Mr. Mays, you are out of order.
When you dog me out and interrupt me and tell me I'm a gaslighter, I'm thinking that's some type of arsonist. And when I talk back to you, because I didn't call you no name or use no adjectives, but I'm going to look up some and I'm going to remind you of what you call me sitting in that chair. Yeah, when you talk about me, you talk about folks. Gaslighting. Don't use no more adjectives for me. You can shake your head all you want. You can turn red all you want. Leave me alone. Then how dare you talk to me like that? You don't know me. Talking about you gaslight. Who are you to judge me? On me with some adjectives, but you have decorum. When you sit in that seat, you're high to a high level of standards and decorum. I can talk about you till the cows come home. How dare you? You don't know me. You didn't know my daddy, you didn't know my mama, and you don't know me. I don't even hardly talk.
What is your point?
I is guilty of this. I know it can go both ways.
All right, before we mess around with that, let me pull up that paperwork, that police report. Where are your police reports? Let me see. Okay, we right here. Let me blow it up so I can see this thing. All right. As the unidentified black male continued to verbally argue with Karen Carnerick, this caused Carnerick to turn her attention from Whoop de Whoop. Okay, so this is where it started with the cop that arrested him. I interjected and ordered the unidentified black male to stop. I informed him how what he was doing was obstructing Carnerick's traffic stop, to which he stated obstruction is a physical thing. He already skipping stuff. How you go straight to that? No, the first thing you said was, do you want to go to jail? What happened to that part? And he believed he was not obstructing anything. I asked the unidentified black male if he would like to go to jail, oh there we go, for obstruction, to which he continued to try and explain to me how obstruction is a physical thing and a physical action. The unidentified black male stated he needed to stop. He did not need to stop. Hold on, let me move this thing because it's distracting. Did not need to stop, and that it was freedom of speech. I then turned my attention fully towards the unidentified black male, who at this time was becoming verbally aggressive, asking me for my name and badge number. That's verbally aggressive because he asked you for your name and badge number? What? To which I provided him with that information. I explained to him several times how his actions were obstruction. I asked the unidentified black male for his name, and he turned to me and responded with, he does not answer questions. That's not what... Did you call him an unidentified black male like that 10 times? The unidentified black male. The unidentified black male. Okay, hold on. Let's go to the next page. Shit. Okay, let's do it like this. All right, next page. He refused to tell me who he was. All right, let me blow it up so I can see it again. Let me see. Let me just switch to this so we don't have this issue. Let's do it like that. Studio mode. All right. Now I can see it a little better. Okay, at this time, I informed the unidentified black male to place his hands behind his back. And as I placed wrist restraints on him, I explained to him several times he was being detained and for the reason for the detainment. I explained several times he was being detained and the reason for the detainment. He explained that several times. They just be lying. It should be noted, as the indictment was taking place, we were surrounded by approximately 50 to 100 people, with some holding up cameras and cell phones recording the events that took place. I ordered the crowd on the lookers to back up several times as I was trying to gain control of the unidentified black male, who continued to tense up and plant his feet to the ground due to the large crowd surrounding myself and other deputies. I requested for more units to respond for crowd control. Was he the one that was screaming, "We need backup! We need backup!" I didn't hear nobody screaming. A decision was made. Let me move this. A decision was made to put the unidentified black male in the back of the patrol vehicle due to the large crowd getting agitated. At the sight of the arrest, the unidentified black male continued to plant his feet on to the ground, refusing to get in the patrol vehicle, as he continued to ask several times why he was being detained. The crowd began to chant, "Set him free," multiple times, and remarks were made from the lookers. And due to the male being black, this was the reason for the... Wait, what? The crowd began to chant, "Set him free," multiple times, and remarks were made on the lookers, from the onlookers, that due to the male being black, this was the reason for the detainment. As this was happening, I ordered... Damn, it sounded like he was saying that was the reason, but I guess he was talking about that's why the crowd was mad. As this was happening, I ordered the unidentified black male to stop resisting. And I escorted him to sit in the back of the patrol vehicle, of which he continued to request the supervisor as I attempted to search. Okay, there's one more page. Deputy, whatever the fuck her name is, transported the unknown black male to look, he's still unknown. At this time, he's still unknown. They didn't know who it was, even though the officer came up and said, "Hey, do you guys know who this is?" Now he's still unidentified though, right? To Okeechobee? Okeechobee County Jail for booking. While being booked in, the male was identified as Warren Carlos Sapp. Warren Carlos Sapp placed under arrest for the following criminal charge: obstruction without violence. Bond is set at $750. The fuck out of here, man. What's wrong with these people? I don't know why you come down here messing with these people. Alright. So let me know what y'all think about that in the chat. And then while y'all tell me about that, we'll get into some of this Megan Good, and then we get ready to wrap it up. I appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share it with a friend. At least he got a report though. I mean, this is why Gaither and all them, this is why they don't bring their reports. You can't bring your reports to court with Steele and all them in there. You gonna get caught up in all type of lies. You gonna be all on Front Street. Alright, so hold on, let me see. Move that, and let's bring up this other screen. All right. This is the night of the shooting when Megan got shot. Then we got the call.
This is a free call from
Tory?
an inmate at LAPD jail. This call is subject to recording and monitoring. Press 1 to accept the call. To deny this call, thank you for using Telmate.
Hello?
Hey.
Y'all got out safe and everything?
Huh?
Y'all got out and everything? Y'all good?
Megan's still in the hospital. I'm outside the hospital.
What hospital y'all at?
So he on the phone with Kelsey Harris, the one that they saying allegedly shot her now, the one that they saying was the real shooter.
About what?
You said what?
I said Megan's in the hospital still. I'm outside the hospital waiting.
What hospital are you at?
I don't know. Let me see. Cedar, something like that. Cedar.
Bro.
Sure.
Regardless, I know she probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, bruh. Nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. That ass. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on, bro. Like that ass, nigga. I'd never do some shit like that, bro.
So he said he was so drunk he didn't even know what was going on. Like, you know, them blackout nights. So he don't even really remember what happened. Allegedly.
Just that nigga, I was just so fucking drunk, nigga. I just didn't even understand what the fuck was going on, bro. Like, so whatever,
Yeah.
bro. But you know, regardless, that's not gonna make anything right, and that's not gonna make my actions right, bro. But I'm just deeply sorry, bro. I never even moved like that, bro. Like, never moved like that at all, bro. Like, for real, dog.
I know. There's a lot that happens, but
A whole lot, bro. Like, a whole lot, bro. I feel crazy, bro. But in this day, like, what happened already, bro. I can't take it back, bro. I'm just telling y'all, I'm sorry, bro. Like, think it was just too drunk, bro. You know what I'm saying? When I got to the house, shorty, like, all top niggas, they gave me like 5 shots, like, off the door, like, you feel me? So I was out of there, like, wasn't even there with niggas, like, you feel me? We was taking shots past that time. I wasn't even there with niggas, like, bro. I don't even remember what we was even arguing about, bro. Like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah, no, I didn't even, I was already fucked up by the time you got there, so I don't know how much.
It's like, you know, but tell me what hospital she's in.
I just told you, Cedar Medical Center.
Alright, you ain't got Corn's number, right? You ain't got my security number.
Juan, I do have his number.
Can you call this nigga Corn and tell this nigga, bruh, you get a chance, bro, just figure out what you gotta do to bail me out this shit.
Okay.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I'm sorry again, bro. Like,
I think honestly, I think we're gonna try to, because obviously, like, the longer you're in there, the more hot it's gonna get, because you know it's already on, like, there's no names released yet, but the report is already out, you know.
But like, out is what? What you mean out?
It's on some app, you know. Megan's team is on top of this.
Yeah, but like, niggas don't. There's no way that Megan's on like the thing.
No, what'd you say?
There's no way that Megan's like on the thing.
No. So far, none of that is there. But I mean,
yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of those. If anything, the only nigga that's gonna get this backlash is me. It's not gonna be her. But nah, I feel you. Alright, it is what it is. Regardless if I get out of here today or not, bro, I just want to let y'all know, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like, I never did that shit if I wasn't that drunk, bro. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
So what y'all think? Is that a confession? Is that him saying he did it right there? If he said I wasn't that drunk. If I wasn't that drunk, I would have never did that shit. Y'all think that was a confession or what?
You have 1 minute remaining for this call.
Get out of here, you guys.
I can't hear you. What you say?
Yeah,
Hello?
Okay, it's September 14th, 2022. It's 11:30 in the morning. This is Deputy District Attorney Alexander Bott. I'm here with Deputy District Attorney Kathy Taw and DA Investigator Jody Little. We're here to interview witness Kelsey Harris in case BA 490599. Ms. Harris is accompanied by her spouse, Mr. Darren. And sir, could you go ahead and say your full name?
Darian Smith.
And
spell your name for me, please, Darren.
Darien, last name Smith.
And then we also have 2 individuals appearing by speakerphone. And could you folks just state your name for the recording?
Dominic Calhoun. Don Worley with McDonald Worley.
Great, thank you so much.
I will ask them to spell their names, if not now, then later, because it wasn't quite clear to me for the second person. Okay, thank you. All right.
So, we're here to talk about the events that occurred back in July of 2020, July 12th, 2020. And can I call you Kelsey?
Yes.
Kelsey, why don't we just start with, how did you come to know Megan Pete?
We met in college. We attended Prairie View University together, and that's where we established our relationship.
So how long had you known her at the time of the incident in July of 2020? How many years do you think?
I would say roughly around 6 to 7 years.
And how would you describe the nature of your relationship? Were you friends? Were you work associates?
Yes, we were friends, and of course, you know, as she grew into her career as an artist, I came along as an assistant or a team player,
And
best friend.
How long did you work with her as an assistant, would you say?
From 20, I don't know the exact years, but maybe late 2018 or early 2019 up until the incident.
Okay.
And what were you and Megan doing out in Los Angeles on July 12th, 2020?
I actually had returned back to Los Angeles. I had came back from Houston after coming over the coronavirus. She had told me to come back. We were shooting a music video to WAP with Cardi B that week, so that is why we were back in LA.
What up, Bo? You seen the white flowers that look like cotton in front of the burning down mansion? Oh, I don't know if y'all seen them pic. I didn't pull them up, huh? I might have to pull that up.
Okay, and
I want to make a correction. We went back to LA after we were staying in New York for a little while filming. Once the pandemic broke out, we were supposed to travel overseas. Overseas got closed down, so we ended up relocating to LA.
Now, when you say relocating, was the plan that you were going to temporarily be staying in LA for a period of time?
Correct.
Okay. And what was the plan as far as how long you were going to be staying there?
Until the pandemic was, over, until everybody was back free to continue on with their, lives.
Were you guys staying together or in separate?
We were together. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as far as this particular night, was there any event or anything going on?
There was no event, so we had actually got invited by Kylie Jenner to come over to her home to hang out. It wasn't like a party invitation, so we made plans to do that, and yeah, so we just went and attended Kylie's invitation.
And then going to Tory Lanez, how long did you know him for this whole thing happened?
We actually had met earlier 2020.
When you say we, I guess I should probably, when you say we, are you referring to both you and Meg met him around the same time?
Correct.
Okay.
Early 2020, we attended a brunch, a Rock Nation brunch, and that's where we all met.
Okay. And then what would you say was the relationship with Tory, between you, Meg, and Tory, up until that night at least?
Everything was okay. There was no issues. The relationship between me and Tory, it was one of those situations you flirt. This is somebody that Megan wanted me to, I guess have an involvement with. I ended up catching the virus. Actually, I went back to Houston. Her lease was up with her apartment. Got her apartment situated, caught the virus, and I stayed there. And I guess between that time, Megan and Tory became close. I don't know what the relationship was, but, they were with each other often, and that was that.
Okay.
And then you came back out and met back up with them in California.
Correct.
How long would you say you were back out in California before this night in July?
Less than a week, if not a week, less than a week.
Were you staying with Meg at the time?
That's correct.
Okay. And then that night, you said you guys got an invitation from Kylie?
We didn't get the invitation that night. We received the invitation at the music video,
okay,
which I believe that was maybe 2 days prior to the July 12th, or maybe a day prior to. And so, yeah.
So, did you go to Kylie's house with Meg?
Correct. She asked me to come with her.
Okay. Who else besides you and Meg went to Kylie's house?
In our party, our group, it was me, Megan, and her stylist, EJ King.
Okay. And then, do you remember about what time you got there?
I want to say around 6, 7 p.m. I believe that's the time we finally got there.
Okay. And so once you got there, what was everyone doing?
So once we got there, it was, I want to say maybe 6 people that Kylie already had present. Megan volunteered to cook nachos, and so she actually began to cook nachos, and we were all outside just interacting, and then we began to play beer pong.
Oh, there's a pool outside too, right?
There's a pool.
Okay. So you guys were all hanging out. You said Kylie had maybe about 6 or so people there already at the house?
Correct.
Do you know who any of those people were?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I didn't know them until that night.
Oh, I see. Okay. Were any of them Tory, though, at the time you arrived?
No.
Okay. Who were the other 6 people, if you remember?
So her 3 best friends, I believe one, his name was Faye or Phi. The other guy, I can't remember his name. There was a female friend of hers, Kris Jenner's husband or boyfriend, Odell Beckham, and Odell Beckham's friend. And actually 9 people. And then a guy by the name of, what's his name? Their sons to a celebrity was 2, so 9 people.
Okay. So everyone's hanging out. Sounds like everyone's having fun. People were drinking?
Yes.
Okay. And then what goes on as the night carries on?
So, we were playing beer pong, having a great time. Played, she has a basketball court out there also. We played basketball. Megan was cooking. She came out, and she was just like, oh, y'all are having fun without me. And we were like, well, come join us, And so she joined us. We were all enjoying ourselves. Of course, we ended up into the pool, having fun, enjoying ourselves from there. Everybody's still having fun, drinking, consuming alcohol. And then that's kind of when the night just began to, I guess, go left a little.
Okay. And when you say go left, what do you mean?
So it was a point in time where I lost my conscience, and due to the alcohol consumption.
Do you know? I mean, it's hard to say because you're losing consciousness, but do you remember about what time it was?
We weren't following with the time, honestly. We weren't following up with the time. We were having a great time.
Did you get a sense of how long you'd probably at least been there before you started, maybe kind of losing out on?
I would say about maybe 10, 11, somewhere around there. I'll say that. That's not, I don't know how accurate that is. So by the time I came back to my senses, Tory's now here, but everybody's gone. Everybody's gone, and so now it's just me, Megan, Tory, EJ, the stylist, and Kylie, of course.
Do you have any sense of about what time it was when you came to?
No, again, I wasn't following up with the time.
But you were like awake and lucid when Tory showed up?
When Tory, I wasn't there, like I didn't know when Tory showed up. I can't tell you what time Tory showed up. To my knowledge, Megan called a few people on FaceTime and asked him to come over.
When you kind of came to, though, you saw him there, how were you feeling there at that point?
I was aware. Okay. I was okay. Okay. So now we're,
All right, hold up, family. I'm going to skip through because I ain't about to play this whole thing. I'm going to skip on through and we about to wrap it up. Appreciate y'all being here, though, family.
We're still in the pool. I'm like...
Was the idea when she said she was going to pay for a place for a year, it was a place for also her to call home base in Houston?
No.
Okay. It was for you?
For me.
Just because she asked you to move, so she felt responsible that you didn't have a place and wanted to get you a place back in Houston.
Right. Okay. I never asked them to give me a spot. They did this voluntarily and for a year, which was not normal, because we're supposed to move as a unit. Mind you, I had also found out that she had left to New York. I guess she caught a jet. So I was just confused. I was very confused. Like, I'm still here in LA and y'all are, what's going on?
You felt like you're just in the dark.
I was very much in the dark. The people that I talk to every day and I'm with every day and I would get immediate updates on anything had shut me out. I didn't understand why. So anyways, and
let's go back to Tory.
Yeah, I'm about to get right back into that. So anyways, he to sum it up, he was very apologetic. I told him, you're wrong, like, for what you did, like, this is not okay. And he said, Kelsey, like, what can I do? And I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? What can you do? And I guess his lawyer, Holly, per him, has said that he goes, can I invest in that? Or do you need a job? Do you want to work with me? And I'm like, huh? Why do I need to work with you? Tori, I'm sorry, but no, I don't want any correlation with you. And he said, do you need me to get you a lawyer? And I said, I don't need you to do anything for me, Tori. Like, why do I need you to get me a lawyer? Yeah. And he goes, well, can I, what's something that you want? What's something you want to do? Like, do you want to invest into a business? And I'm like, huh? He said, Kelsey, basically, you know what I'm saying. His, per him, Sean Holly advised him to word it that way. And I told him, no, I don't need anything from you. And he's like, okay, well, just think about it and just let me know. And so at the end of that, he asked for a hug. And I said, I didn't want to hug him.
What did you think he was trying to accomplish by making that offer to you?
I don't know if he was just trying to right his wrongs for what he did to all of us. And me, of course, I don't want to assume anything, but I mean, I don't know if that was his way of, he don't want to pay directly for injury.
When he offered you all these things, was it over the course of just one conversation, one meeting, or was it the course of like over several texts and phone calls or anything like that?
It was over a course, for sure.
Over texts, phone calls, do you remember?
I believe a phone call, yeah, and phone call and a text.
Do you remember if you still have that text?
When I tell you that phone, I have to go back and literally go through everything. It's like powered off.
Yeah. You still have that phone?
I do.
Okay. So don't delete anything just in case. Go over it.
Okay.
All the things we talked about. You know, when we want to ask you additional questions about it. Now, over the course of like the phone calls or texts, when he's offering you these things, does it occur over several months, or what are we talking about here?
All the way up until I think you guys finally picked up charges on him.
Okay.
And then he stopped reaching out.
Then it stopped.
Okay.
And then you stopped having contact with Meg at some point, right?
So yeah, with Megan, and so okay with Megan, yes, she, and I have these text messages also. You know, she asked me. She says, "Kelsey, do you want me to?"
Shay say she right next to Okeechobee. She said they racist as fuck.
Include you in my statement. Prior to that, she had told me, she didn't want me in the media. And I said, Megan, like, I need you to protect me in this because they're saying that I probably shot you. They see a TMZ clip is circulating. People are threatening me. People are threatening my mom. People are threatening my family.
When was this, would you say?
This was once everything broke onto the internet.
Why was it saying that you shot her?
Because they seen that me and Tory had, I think an article came out that me and Tory were detained. And Megan was in the hospital, so it just made it look like.
Oh, I see. The optics were. Looked like
right. That. So then she had texted me, and she was.
Is that why y'all gave her immunity?
Like, hey, do you want me to include you in my statement? And I said, please. You know I would be thankful for that. And I said I can also get me a statement typed up by my lawyer. At that time, I had got gone for my physical injuries that Tory did. So no sooner could I say that she had already made the post on Instagram, and when she made that post, there was no protection. She just pretty.
So hold on, I gotta rewind something because I think I skipped past the car part. Let me see. Let me rewind some of this.
Much said that you're just a real ass nigga, and I had to tell you, and I'm like, what? Right, and so I'm like, but he's saying it loud, and so Megan can hear this. So that kind of started her back up. So now they're arguing back together. At this point, it's uncontrollable. Can't stop it.
And do you remember anything at this point that was being said between them?
At this point, they're arguing about each other's artistry as a career as an artist. She's telling him like you're only this and that because you're on a remix with Jack Harlow, and he's telling her things about her career as an artist, which I can't remember what he was telling her, but they just started hitting each other with their career as an artist. So now we're at the final, the next stop where the incident occurs. And this time Tory demands Quan to let us out. He's like, let these hoes out, let these bitches out the car. This is my car. And so we're like, okay, we'll get out. So he pulled the car over and everything here transpires. Megan jumps out of her seat, which is the front seat. I open up my door, which I'm behind Megan. And when you're getting out of a vehicle, you're not really just like looking at any direction. You're just kind of getting out the vehicle, Especially, we didn't expect anything to happen next, so we're just getting out the vehicle. I get out of my side, and no sooner do you start hearing gunshots going off. I look up about it was 5 gunshots. I look up maybe at the second and third gunshot. That's when I look up. And you see Tory. He's now in the front seat. I guess he must have jumped over. It was very smooth transition because we didn't hear it. I didn't hear it. And he's leaning over. The door is open, and he's leaning over like the door window.
Which door? Is it the rear
right?
door?
The front right. So where Megan was sitting.
Okay, so his door's open.
My door's open in the back, and the front door is open to where Megan got out. The front right passenger.
Both doors on the passenger side
are open. Correct. So.
And is he shooting?
Hold on now. We can't just let her slide with that.
Through the window?
My door's open in the back, and the front door is open to where Megan got out. The front right passenger.
Both doors on the passenger side
are open. Correct. So.
And is he shooting through the window or over the top of the door?
No, he's shooting over the top of the door. So
over the top of the door would be the rear passenger door?
The right front passenger. So, again, as I said.
Shit, I can't even find the motherfucker. It's been so long since I done hit it. Is it even on here? My bad, family. I tried to get y'all the left, right, front, but I don't even see it. It's gone. It must have disappeared with all them other files. I thought it was in here. My bad, family.
That he must have jumped, or I don't know how he did it because it was very small. I mean, very smooth. And he was leaning over the front passenger door, and she was shooting the gun.
Where were you standing at this point?
At this point, I'm standing kind of like my body's still like to the side behind the door, the rear passenger door. So I would say like my left side was the rear passenger, and my right side was kind of like this. Like this is the door, and I'm.
Are you still partially in the car at this point?
No, I'm out of the vehicle. Okay. I'm out of the vehicle. I'm just not around my door yet.
Yeah.
So.
You know, where's Megan?
So I was about to speak on Megan. So she was walking away when this happened, but by the third, fourth shot, and by the time I look up, she's facing towards us, and I've described it like a deer in headlights. Mm-hmm. I'm short. I'm 4'11". The vehicle is kind of a little raised up, higher than me, so I can't really see. I can only see from her chest up. That's all I can see. But the way Tory was angling the gun is kind of like, it wasn't like straight. It was like, down.
Mm-hmm. It was down in her direction?
Definitely in her direction. Yeah, definitely in her direction. So at that point, we kind of were in shock,
Did you hear him say anything as he was shooting?
He did not say anything.
Okay.
There was no words at that point,
What was Quan doing? Could you tell?
I think everybody was in shock.
Okay, so he wasn't.
He wasn't part of it. Right here, at this point right here, he wasn't.
Who the hell chime ring keep going off?
Part of this. What I'm about to get into next.
Camera ring.
I can't tell you guys where Tory pulled the gun from. Like I said, the motion when he first threatened me was middle console, but I don't know if that's where the gun was.
But you had said he referenced like shooting y'all earlier while you're in the car, right?
He threatened to shoot me.
As if he had a gun
Correct.
in his control somewhere.
Correct.
Okay.
And so after the shots rang, it was like I said, 5 shots. We kind of froze, and by the time I get back into I snapped. Megan had either crawled or walked or limped over to. She's in a driveway. She's in a driveway on the side of the driver's side. She's in a driveway. Tory sits down.
In the front passenger seat?
In the front passenger seat.
Okay.
He's sitting. I guess just kind of shocked also. So I run over to her. I immediately ran to her. She's the forefront of my thoughts. My job as a friend in general is just naturally is to protect my friend, protect. So now I'm in defense mode on the behalf of Megan. I ran to her. She's on the floor. I never looked at her feet. I never really just got to look at her. I just know when I ran to her and she grabbed me, she had blood. So in my head, she had got shot because shots just went off and she's bleeding. That's what I think. So I see Tory coming around the vehicle. It's dark. Lights are flat, hitting him. It's almost like a scary scene. So again, I'm in defense mode. I see him coming around the vehicle, and in my head, I'm thinking he's about to come over here and attack us.
Do you see whether or not when he's coming around the vehicle, if he still has the gun?
I don't believe he had the gun.
Okay.
So like I said, I just thought he was coming over to attack us. So I stepped in between where he was coming to where Megan was, and at that point, that's when the assault between me and him happened. He assaulted me.
FFS said allegedly. I need to see the videos. I'm on proof. God damn it. Not what she talking about.
And Juan then comes out of. He just comes and he picks me up like a little doll, and he's like, "Kelsey, they do this all the time." And I said, "Huh? She's bleeding. She's been shot. I don't know if y'all know she's shot." By that time, he's already to where Megan's at. So. I don't know what goes on in that driveway.
Who comes towards Megan? Is that Quan or Tory?
So initially Tory comes,
yeah.
And that's where I stepped in, and we had an altercation. He physically assaulted me, and then Quan came and separated him from me.
What exactly did he do when he was assaulting you?
I mean, everything. My adrenaline was so high. I don't know if he was hitting me with a closed fist or slapping me. It was just it was a physical altercation.
Were you wearing a necklace that night?
I was, and I'm gonna go to that part too. Now Tory's in the driveway with Megan. Quan is holding me. Like I said, he's big. He just picked me up and said, "They do this all the time, Kelsey." And I said, "Huh? No, she's bleeding. She's been shot, to my knowledge." And so I'm still in defense mode. I'm still in, I gotta protect her. Yeah. So I look up and I see the vehicle is in the middle of the road and it's on, the door is open. So my initial reaction is to cause a distraction. And I jumped into the vehicle and I threw it in jerk. And it worked.
What does that mean?
I just like jerked it, made it move.
Okay.
Made it like move just to get him away from Megan. Because in my head I'm thinking he's over here gonna just attack.
So you got in the driver's seat of the car and moved it a little bit.
I made it jerk.
Okay.
I didn't even move it, didn't even drive it. I just made it jerk.
Okay.
And so when I did that, it did exactly what I needed it to do, get Tory away from Megan. And so I don't know how he got to the vehicle. I don't know if he ran or walked, but he got to me really quick. And that's when he started pulling me by my hair. He was pulling me by my hair really hard. And again, I wasn't afraid for my life when the incident was going on with Megan. I was in defense mode. But then I became afraid for my life when he started like pulling my hair and my neck because it was really, really hard. That's when the necklace.
When you said he pulled on your neck, what do you mean?
You know, like he was like almost like, I didn't lose my breath, so I wouldn't say choking, but he was pulling my neck and my hair. And then so here comes Quan again. Quan he's in between us, but Tory has a good grip. He's not letting go. So it's kind of like tug of war at this point with my head and body, and I'm scared. And I kind of dumb myself down just to get him to let me go. And I said, Tory, what are we doing? What are we doing? And when I said that, he released. He let go. And so now Megan is standing. We're all standing at the front driver door.
Did you see how Megan got to the front driver door at all?
I can't tell. No, she just like hop, walk. I can't tell you, but she was there. She was standing at the front driver door, and Quan, they're just like get in the car. We didn't like have a pushback about getting in the car because we're in the middle of nowhere. At this point, we don't know what to do. We honestly didn't even think about calling 911 at this moment or anything. It was all a blur.
Now, did you have on long nails that night?
I did.
Really?
My nails were broken off.
That was during your
with
fight
the
with Tory?
altercation with Tory,
Okay.
correct. So now we get in the vehicle. Quan gets back in the driver's side. Tory gets in now replaces Megan's seat. So he's in the front passenger. Megan gets in where I was sitting, which is now behind Tory, and now I'm behind Quan.
How is Megan looking at this point? Is she crying? Is she upset? Is she scared? Anything? Can you tell?
Megan I was screaming. I was tripping. I was having panic attacks. Megan honestly was very calm. And that's what made me think that they had a conversation in the driveway where I don't know.
Okay.
That's my assumption. But she wasn't in distraught. I was in distraught more than her, sorry, that just upsets me.
It's okay.
That's okay.
I can get tissue or if you need a break, just let me know, okay? Let's see if I can get some.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I was going around and just no one's at the And like I said, Kelsey, if you need a break or anything at the moment, or if you want to just get through this one.
No, I just want to get through it.
Okay.
So you said Megan appeared like calm. You were distraught. Let's take it from there.
She's like, Kelsey, call Ferris, which is, co-manager, manager, person that's with her every day. Sorry, I want to make sure I didn't lose my train of thought. So we're driving down. We were heading home, which was like at the top of the hill. I guess he made a U-turn or took another road off to where we ended up back on, I guess, Sunset Boulevard. I don't know where we're going. Just driving. We didn't really have a destination, but I believe I did say we need to take her to the hospital. So Megan, she says, Kelsey, call Ferris. I had already tried calling Ferris. We had bad signal, so it didn't go through. I had sent a text to her security. I sent a text to her security at the time.
Is that Justin?
That's Justin. And because they weren't answering the calls, so I think I said help 911. Tory shot Meg, or.
Do you still have that text?
I'll have to go through my old phone and.
I'm going to show you a photograph here. If this is a document entitled "Text Message Justin Edison." Just take a look at that.
I believe that's it. I'll have to look at my.
Okay, but that looks like the message that you sent.
Yeah.
All right, tat, tat, tat. Appreciate you, family. Much love, much love.
911.
Right.
Okay.
Mind you, I didn't even know that there was already a call that had been made.
911.
Right.
Okay.
Look at my.
Okay, but that looks like the message that you sent.
Yeah, I don't think it's edited or anything. But...
Okay. So you said, help, Tory shot Meg, 911.
Right.
Okay.
Mind you, I didn't even know that there was already a call that had been made. So I sent him a text. I think I texted Travis Ferris. I think I texted him. I know I dropped him our location. And I also sent a message to my mom, and I was like, help. Just frustrates me because, like, I was really hurt. And they just make it seem like it's mentally, like, nothing. I sent a help message to my mom.
And when you say you were hurt, you were physically hurt, mentally hurt?
I didn't even realize I had bruises, but my adrenaline was so high. When I say hurt, I mean emotionally.
Yeah.
Like,
Were you scared
I
too?
was scared, you know? Like,
What were you scared about when you were in that?
I don't know. I just was scared, like everything that had just happened, you know?
Do you remember what you texted your mom?
I think I still have the messages. It was on Facebook Messenger, because my mom, she has an Android, so like she's always on Facebook, so I knew she could see it. I think I also sent her a help message.
Yeah.
And
What the hell was that? I mean, it ain't funny, you know, if this shit was like for real and she was really crying, so, you know, I ain't just laughing, but is they for real or am I tripping?
a help message.
Yeah.
And so we're driving, and I also had made a phone call. Nobody was answering, and it was the person at the time that I was talking to. I made a phone call to him because I knew he would pick up, and he picked up, and I let him listen to everything that was going on. I just had the phone. I told him, hey, like, this just happened. I need to stay on the phone, you know.
So you had your phone on an open line where
it was an open line.
Basically he could hear what was happening inside the car.
Correct.
And why did you do that at that point?
Because, again, I was scared, and nobody had answered our calls. This is the only person I knew, just in case.
Yeah.
I don't know what's next. So, anyways, Megan had her leg on me. I still never had looked down at her foot, or if I did, I don't recall seeing her injuries or how damaged or whatever she was. I'm in distraught. So Tory is like demanding, like, shut up, like Kelsey, shut up, you know. And the police, we're driving down the street, and the police, you know, they're coming. The policeman was behind us, but at that point, I don't think they knew this was the vehicle they were looking for. So Quan pulled over, or let them go by, and they went by. And now we're getting to our last, you know, the final moment. Now the helicopter's over the vehicle, and all the cops are behind us, and that's when, you know.
And you can hear the sirens are going.
Sirens are going.
Is Tory singing?
Pull
Yes.
over. He is. He was saying things just like, please, y'all don't say anything, please. I'm about to sign a big deal or something, and like, I'll give both you guys $1 million each. And I believe Megan's like, huh? You know, we're like, what? But that was the end of that. I will be very honest. Megan's, I don't know. I feel like they had a conversation either at the driveway or at the bus stop. I don't know where it happened, but she was very calm. Mm-hmm. She wasn't upset. She didn't seem upset with him. I was confused because I'm distraught, yeah. You know. But her demeanor was very like, she was okay. Like,
maybe
I really didn't. Maybe she was in shock. I don't know. I can't really. Yeah. I don't know. So now the vehicle's pulled over. The cops are demanding us.
I don't know. That one might have did it for me right there. She wasn't even mad at him. She wasn't even tripping on him. What?
Get out. I believe they asked Quan to get out first. Then Tory, Megan, and then me, if I'm not mistaken.
Was that scary?
It was very scary, and it's humiliating and embarrassing. I've never have been to jail, never have been to cuffs, never have been in anything like that. They actually, you can see the TMZ clip, they actually have me spread my legs super wide. You can look at the clip. You know, you can, it's the clip is there. You can hear me like, okay, I'm saying okay. Once they come, I think it was a female officer that put me in cuffs, and I told her, I verbatim, I said, please don't put your knee in my back. This is when George Floyd, that whole situation happened.
This is right after that, or close in time to that?
This is very, very recent. Okay. And she's like, she assured me that it's okay, you know. From there, I guess they handcuffed us. We didn't say, you know, I honestly, like I said, my adrenaline was high. They asked me about injuries. I wasn't really worried about myself at that point. I was worried about Megan, so I didn't even care to speak on myself, which I almost regret. They take Megan. She's sitting on the curb. They have me here on the opposite side, Tory and Quan. And I'm not sure what she did. Well, I now know what was disclosed, but at that point I didn't know. Ferris arrived. By the time he arrived, they were wheeling Megan off, I believe in like a wheelchair or a bed. I can't recall. They put her in the ambulance, and they took us, you know, to...
Did you ride an ambulance with her?
No.
Separate car?
I was in a cop car.
Okay.
I actually went to the jailhouse. And again, I thought that was a normal thing to do. Well, with this situation, I didn't know if I...
They was working on WAP at the time. This is just before they released the hot hit single, Wet Ass Pussy.
I was supposed to be an ambulance or anything. I don't know the rules. They took us. They put me in a room. They came in, took pictures, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly don't recall them swabbing my hand for any residue or anything. And
you don't recall it happening, but it could have happened. You just don't remember.
No, I really don't, like, unless, because I don't know how that works. What the swab part is. I don't even remember them disclosing that they were about to swab me, and I know that I would remember that, unless, again, I had very high adrenaline. Maybe that part. I don't believe they swabbed me. Just, that's my knowledge. I know they came in and took pictures. So stayed over.
You don't believe they swabbed you, or y'all agreed that y'all wasn't gonna say they swabbed you?
They took us, I guess, to a room.
Turn your damn
asked if I wanted to
ring off, your ring camera.
Say what happened, and I just did what I know in situations like this for movies and stuff. I just asked for, you know, I was gonna get a lawyer. So the next morning, 8, they released me, and
So it was like 4 hours later about, or that you didn't spend the night at the jail, right?
Definitely spent the night. Well, I mean, I was there all night.
It was that same night, though.
Oh yes, that same.
So
that
then
same,
you got released like
that
after
morning.
several hours that morning. Okay.
So when you get released, at some point you make a trip over to the hospital, correct?
So when I get released, they released me and Quan together, and outside of the jail, Quan said he made a comment and was like, "Money talks" or something similar to those words. I don't know.
Did you have him elaborate on that, or did you ask?
No, I didn't ask. I was confused. He also said that Tory was trying to protect me, and I said, "Protect me from what?" He's like, "You'll find out later." Like, everybody's playing mind games with me. I don't know what's going on. His friend, Quan's driver arrived. A friend arrived, and he was like, "Man, what? Why?" You know, he was like, "Why?" He was like, "I can't believe he did that." He asked if I was okay. This is Tory's, I think, best friend. I don't know his name. Or a friend. They were just all associated.
Yeah.
And he asked if I was okay. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm still kind of in disbelief and shock. I called Megan's manager, and I was like, "Hey, can somebody come pick me up?" Actually, I texted her security, or I called him, one of the two, and he said, "Call Jilly." So I called her, or texted. I'll have to go back and see. And she came immediately. I went to her house. She gave me a pair of change clothes because my clothes were ripped from the altercation. Discarded them in her house. From there, you know, I asked her, like, "How was Megan? Can I see Megan?" We went to the hospital. I sat outside the hospital. I was not outside the room or anything. I was actually outside, sitting in the car on the street.
Okay.
She said that Megan couldn't have guests. So I thought that was accurate. I thought that was true. And I'm still sitting in the car. I received a call from a jail. Didn't think that it was Tory because I actually knew somebody in jail, and he had called often, and I would answer his call. And so I just thought it was him because it was normal for him to call early or later. So when I answered it, it was Tory. I know in that call he did ask where Megan was, and I believe I told him in the hospital. I believe he apologized.
And what do you think he was apologizing for?
I mean, everything that unfolded that night and the incident,
Okay.
that was that. And I never got to see Megan since then.
Yeah.
You didn't see her at all?
Did you talk to Megan at least, or was going right?
Wait, hold on. I was about to fade that out, but hold on. Y'all gotta hear what she just said.
Text at some point?
And I never got to see Megan since then.
Yeah.
You didn't see her at all since she went to the hospital?
No, it was.
Did you talk to Megan at least?
You ain't seen her to this day. To this day. But she wasn't mad at Tory, though? Why she wasn't talking to you, but she was still cool with Tory, though?
Going by text at some point?
Later on in text messages, we did talk. She had finally texted me, but this is somebody that I was with for years, day to day, every day. I know her. That was my best. I mean, everything that unfolded that night and the incident.
Okay.
That was that. And I never got to see Megan since then.
Yeah.
You didn't see her at all since she went to the hospital?
No, it was.
Did you talk to Megan at least, or was going by text at some point?
Later on in text messages, we did talk. She had finally texted me, but this is somebody that I was with for years, day to day, every day. I know her. That was my best friend. I knew her the best.
Hold on, man. I was about to end this, but hold on. I gotta skip forward. I gotta see if they did a cross examination. Is this direct? Or I'm pretty sure this is the state, right? Did they cross? Let me see.
Back of my head. I honestly still feel he was just trying to correct right as wrong. Assumptions against me really began. Then this is when all the assumptions against me really began. She basically had said, I want to find the actual statement. Sorry.
No, take your time. Let me pop out for 1 second, okay?
No, because the word.
Something we can find. It's something that she posted.
That's all it is for my sneeze.
Oh no, that's okay. So the gist of it was that she. No, because the way that she worded it is very important.
Do you remember? It was an Instagram post.
It was an Instagram post
that she posted, right?
Statement Instagram. And then I wouldn't have no Wi-Fi. Oh man, that
I know
statement.
that there was a not long-winded, but a longer statement that was posted on Instagram.
There's a few.
Megan, yeah.
And come on, I know I have it. Okay, right here.
Okay.
So,
we found the statement.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the full statement?
Sure. Well, if you want to talk about specifically what part of the statement.
So basically her statement, mind you again, this is immediately after she asked if I wanted to be included in her statement. And I said yes, because that would protect me, at least put me in a position where people know I didn't do nothing to her. She said the narrative that's being reported about Sunday morning's events are inaccurate, and I'd like to set the record straight. On Sunday morning, I suffered gunshot wounds as a result of the crime that was committed against me and done with intention to physically harm me. I was never arrested. The police officers drove me to the hospital where I underwent surgery to remove the bullets. I'm incredibly grateful to be alive and that I'm expected to make a full recovery. But it was important for me to clarify the details about this traumatic night. I'm currently focused on my recovery so I could turn back to my life and back to making music. And her caption was, I was never arrested. This whole experience was an eye-opener and blessing in disguise. I hate that it took this experience for me to learn how to protect my energy. So when she did that, mind you, people had already knew me. We were together. People had seen us, celebrating I had just came back and to LA. So she had made a post celebrating me. And so the public automatically realized she didn't include me in that statement, and they began to tag me, and like you shot Megan, and people kept, you're going to jail. I hope you rot in jail and die. They were saying all kinds of crazy things. So I made it, I'm not experienced, she had the team. I didn't really, so I made a little post, and I said I want to clear up the rumors that I shot Megan. I want to clear up the rumors that I shot Megan. I was not the one with the gun, and I would never do something like that. But I was present. I don't know if that was the best thing to say, but she was like, Kelsey, why would you say that? And I said, what do you mean? Like, you're not protecting me, like I have to say something. And she's like, that's not the way to say things. And I'm like, well, what's the way to say things? Because you tell me you don't want me to speak on it, and then now you're telling me this isn't the way. Like, what's the way? Like, let me know the way.
So it seems like there was discord, if you want to call it that, between you and Megan about how the information was coming out. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair to say. That's very fair. And
What up, Joni 4? Yeah, I got a couple people saying that they either didn't get notifications or, maybe they just missed it themselves, but y'all might have to cut them off and cut them back on. Make sure you got the all selected. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend. We wrapping it up. But I do want to listen to a little bit more of this, so I'm going to let it play for a minute. I ain't going to roll out on y'all just yet. Appreciate y'all being here, though. Hit that like button, though, family. Help me get up in the algorithm. Help me get back up in there.
I'm like, I don't know anything but the truth, Megan. And she's like, so I'm upset. I'm upset because she didn't clear my name. Like, that's my main reason for Megan. She never protected me, never defended me. She made this all about her, like as if I didn't suffer with her. So it put me in.
Wait, she never defended your name? So she never said you didn't shoot her? Wait, what?
In the seat with the bad guy,
Yep.
Never not once cleared my name. Mind you, she had no reason to be upset with me because at that time she did not know that I had met with Tory. She didn't know this, so she had no reason to treat me anyway or.
One night meeting with Tory was innocent anyways, right? It was to get your property back.
Right.
And
to
you
get my
turned
property
down his
back.
requests.
And exactly, there's no ill intent.
Right.
I can be very truthful. I have nothing to hide. All these things, like, it's going to come out when it's supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm not here to get on the internet and tell every detail.
Yeah.
That's what she doesn't understand.
Yeah.
So, we went back and forth a little bit in text messages, and I can share those messages too. I'm getting threats. So
Are you getting threats? Are you talking about from the public?
I'm getting threats from the public. I have been approached in person.
By people in public?
Mm-hmm. That's why, I've honestly been in isolation since this has happened. Events that I had to attend just because they were paid, and sometimes, it takes me out. You can ask him. It takes me, an hour or more to get out the car before I go into somewhere, because I don't know what people think of me. People think I took hush money. People think, because this is what she's put out there. And it's even though this guy is the bad guy, I guess, she has done a lot of damage to me by what she does on the internet.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, it's not fair because I didn't betray her. So, anyways, so she was like, she had demanded.
Yo, no one. It's all good. I don't mind if they steal it. Look, here's the thing. Look, your kids can't steal from you.
Me to finally get on the internet. Kelsey, I need you to get on Instagram and say this. Say what happened to you and say what happened to me. By that time,
They just be like, can I have this? I'll be like, go ahead. You can have it. I fathered you.
I got Don, my lawyer, and he told me, no, you're not playing social media games. She's not pressing charges. Because, like I said,
This is before the case, he'd been
Right.
arrested for filed on the case, yeah.
Right. Mind you, her manager had her disclose to me that she was not going to press charges on him or anything, so I thought it was okay. Like, you know, like, she's not mad at him, whatever. But it wasn't until she believes, per her, Tory's team was putting out statements through social media, making her seem like a drunk, making her seem all these things. That's what upset her. And that's what finally made her get on Instagram. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't be here.
And put out the truth about that her getting shot. Okay.
Correct. So, so she demanded that I get on Instagram and do the same. And my lawyer said no. He said, no, you're not doing social media games, you're not pressing charges. So you don't have to be involved in that.
Yeah.
We're handling your situation now.
Yeah.
You let her handle hers the way she wants, and we're going to handle this how I advise you to. So, I informed her of that. She said, Kelsey, that's bullshit. You got a lawyer now? Like, that's bullshit. She didn't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, at this point, I'll have to go back to the dates, but I have finally, you know, told her, I said, Megan, I need to tell you, I need to talk to you. And I disclosed to her that I spoke with Tory. And she was like, he's just trying to play with you. Like, he's just trying to play you. And so finally, after I told her I wasn't getting on the internet, she was like, well, how could you?
Did she say he just trying to play you, or did she say, how the fuck you gonna try to fuck my man, bitch?
Meet with somebody, and you know, and I said, Megan, like, you know, I'm trying to obtain, you know, I have the messages. I can, like I said, I can provide when I go back through my phone. So she thought I was lying. She said there was bullshit. Like, oh, now your lawyer's telling you don't do this. That's bullshit. You know, so I'm like, you know, you're reaching out to me. I'm realizing this is disingenuous. Mm-hmm. It's not genuine. Mm-hmm. You know, we're pretty much going back and forth, and I'm telling her, like, I'm still speaking to her. She's like, how are you arguing with me in private? I said, this isn't an argument. This is a conversation.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation. So finally, I believe we stopped communicating, and then she took it to Instagram Live, and she made a video. And this video just added more fuel to the fire. She's on there, and she's like, I wouldn't, for no amount of money, would I change on, you know, she made it seem as if I had to hush money. Correct.
Okay.
So I sent her a text, and I said, I don't know why you're bashing me on the internet. I said, I'm not sure why you're bashing me on the internet. I know you're hurt, and I'm also hurt. I said, but my intentions are to never, like, go on the internet and bash you. Mm-hmm. She didn't acknowledge it. She kept on with her internet, like, they were just trying to make me break on Instagram, you know, on social media, come out and finally just blast everything. It took a lot for me to not do it. She had her friends, you know, they were saying things on the internet. Oh, you took hush money. That's how you got your chain. I had got a pendant that has my dad's death day on it. Mind you, this pendant had already been purchased way before. It just finally became ready around this time, August of that year. This pendant was purchased like in March, April, May, July of 2020 or June 2020 or before that. So her friend, you know, and we were all friends. So I know how Megan operates. This was basically something she approved for her to post. Oh, now you're delusional, you stupid bitch. Yeah, you must have took that hush money. That's how you got your little chain. It was a lot of evil things in that message. And
so it sounds like your friendship completely.
Oh, it was over. So if you ever thought I was now going to get on the internet and say anything to you, that's over.
Well, so, I mean, this is a question that's going to be asked when trial comes around, and it's a question we want to ask you just so that we can clear the air on this. You know, are you telling us what happened in that night, as you said, you tell us now, are you telling all of this to protect her or to get back in her good graces?
Oh, not at all. My purpose of me speaking my truth is just to, I know this is obviously it's like a never-ending thing, but I just want to free myself from this. Yeah. I tried to free myself a long time ago, but every time you turn around, she's making a song about me, making a diss track about me, talking about me. And see, that's the other thing that people don't understand. They think that we fell out behind Tory. It's not true. This had nothing to do with that. I'm not mad at her. I mean, of course, now it's like, damn, like my best friend that how could you do that to me?
This is all because of the aftermath of the shooting.
Exactly.
And how it was presented.
That's why I'm so upset, because one, you didn't protect me.
Yeah.
Two, y'all were on the internet doing all this. 3, you called around people that I took hush money and not to talk to me. Like, you're really trying to make people not like me. You know what I'm saying? For what? I was really a good friend to her.
So you think she was really upset that you wouldn't put out a statement to back her up on the internet, and then she felt that the only reason you would do that is because Tory paid you off. When in reality, your lawyer was.
So what up, Joni 4? What's going on briefly? We started off with some Tory Lanez. We went through some Warren Sapp with his arrest turning into him becoming an activist almost. He kind of on his activism move right now, going to the city council meetings and all type stuff. And then we also played The Fire, the largest plantation. Let me see, it's blocked by this thing. Let me scoot it over a little bit so I could just read this title. Then we're going to get back to it and wrap it up real quick. I'm kind of enjoying this, man. I'm still rocking with y'all for a minute until, for a little more minutes. But let me see. Hold on. Here we go. Boom. So let's say the largest plantation in Louisiana just burnt to the ground. The ancestors are free at last. So I know I was not talking all that time on mute. Was I? Or did I just push mute? Okay, I must have just pushed it. Okay, cool. Alright, yeah. And I don't even know. I didn't even push mute. It just muted itself. They didn't want me to say that, huh? But the ancestors are free at last. I think that's where it cut me off at. But yeah, then we wrapped it up with some more Tory Lanez. So appreciate you, family.
Advising you not to do it.
And she knows that because my lawyer also made contact with her lawyer at the time, Alex Sparrow, and asked for her to stop. And they said, well, why won't she make a statement, And he told her, well, your client's not pressing charges. My client doesn't want no involvement.
So my other question to you, and again, I think this is something that will be asked on the road, is once the case was filed, I know we didn't get to talking to you until today.
Right. I just didn't want to. Didn't want to be involved. I didn't want to voluntarily put myself in a situation, and this girl's not.
Oh, and this right here, if you just talking about this specific one, this is Kelsey Harris. This is the one that they say really shot Megan the Stallion. That she was the one that shot her, and then the bodyguard. Oh, I need the bodyguard clip if I could get it. Anybody got a timestamp for the bodyguard clip? I'm gonna look for it real quick while this is playing. But yeah, this is Kelsey Harris. This is the one that they saying shot her for real.
Not backing me up at all. She's not here for me. She has made it real hard for me in real life. Why? You're not protecting me. You're not doing nothing for me. Let them let y'all do what y'all have.
Ooh, she just said it right there.
Stop it.
She's about to let it out. Let them find out what happened on their own. You supposed to protect me and have my back. Fuck that nigga.
Have to do. Why? You're not protecting me. You're not doing nothing for me. Let them let y'all do what y'all have to do. I'm never running away from it or.
Ooh, that's why she needed that what's that? Immunity. That's why she needed that immunity.
I'm ready for the facts to come out,
and that's the way they should go. Not on social media, not piecemeal.
Not on social media. She has done a lot. She had made a dish. I'm not a person that likes to do the social media back and forth, but this has made me do it, and I hate that because that's not my character. Yeah. Mind you, I have run a business, so I can't just always do things like that. Sometimes I don't even like to go around people because I don't know how they feel about me. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I don't even present myself as Kelsey because, oh, you're the girl that took hush money. I've had people come up to me, right? I don't go to grocery stores. I've been to a dollar store and got pinned in a corner. People come up to me, you took hush money. She has made it real difficult. And why? Yeah. I didn't betray you. Yeah. She's putting the word out that I betrayed her. That's not true. It was obviously the other way around. But
so this trial will be an opportunity for everybody to speak their truth.
To finally speak the truth, and that's what I'm happy for. And that's the other thing. now I'll be able to really open up and help the public, because now they're involved, understand why me and Megan are friends.
Yeah.
She's not going to hold herself accountable. She doesn't ever hold herself accountable to things.
And Tory needs to be held accountable.
And he needs to be held accountable too, both of them. And like I said, we could have went home that night.
Yeah.
We were on our way home. But she demanded the driver to take us back. And it wasn't because of a sandal. Tory was with Kylie still.
Yeah.
That's the real reason. She had, and I forgot to even throw that part in, that just made me remember. She had tried to get me mad. She was like, Kelsey, he wants to stay with Kylie. I'm like, okay, let him stay with Kylie.
That didn't bother you at all?
No, I was way past this person.
Yeah.
Megan had actually asked me, Kelsey, I just want, can you and Tory, like, you know, she wanted me on him, like, to talk to him. And then she was like, Kelsey, I want y'all to just keep it as friends, because we might do business and I don't want that to interfere, you know, and I respected it.
Yeah.
I'm not a person that's like, oh, no, I respected it.
Yeah.
And we just kept the friendship, you know, and that's it.
Okay.
But now when I look back at everything, it was other reasons involved.
Okay.
So no, I wasn't, like, me and Tory's involvement has nothing to do with that night. It came out because he obviously tried to throw her under the bus and turn me against her.
Right.
That was not the issue.
He was working the social media side as well.
I don't know how true. I mean, I don't know, but probably so.
Yeah.
They were putting out false narratives. Oh, Kelsey was bitter that night. And the other thing is, I don't know, like, you know, my truth brings in Kylie Jenner, and I don't know if they disclose these things. I don't think they want to, because it's better to say Kelsey was the bitter best friend versus saying Megan was upset that Tory and Kylie, you know, it's just more better, right? Okay, well, if I have to be the bitter best friend, fine, but there's still no right for all of this to be going on.
Okay.
And then with Megan, it makes sense now, because she told you guys that the argument started between me and him, if I'm not mistaken, and that's false. So now I know that I was pushed out because she did not tell the truth initially. Put it on me, which is fine, but I feel like that should have been a mutual thing. Like, Kelsey, I need you to just say this instead of just blaming me. That's not right. So
I think there's a lot of things that not everyone is privy to. When the trial concludes and when everyone testifies, you know, there's certainly a lot of things that have been kind of leaked piecemeal out there, and some things are absolutely not true. Some things that I think still doesn't give everyone the whole picture of everything. I would say, just like everyone else, you always want to reserve any conclusions you have about what other people are saying. Even Meg, I know it's hard, but you know, wait till the end of the trial, and then you'll get a sense of where everyone's at, and then you know.
This is the opportunity for everybody. You know, they're going to take an oath, tell the truth, and they're going to give their full.
I don't even think they'll tell the truth under oath.
Well, as long as when you're up there, you know.
I mean, I have nothing to hide or lie about, even if it's something that makes me look bad.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think I understand why it's hard for you to, when you hear some of the stuff that Megan might say, to feel offended by some of the things that she's not including. But I'll say that, like I said, wait till the end of the trial. There's a lot of things that she's told us that's not out there. Okay? And just like everything you're telling us, it's not just going to be out there. That's the hope, certainly.
How does this work? Because...
Well, how it works is we are under a discovery protective order. So the discovery in this case, interviews of witnesses, any evidence in this case is disclosed only to the parties that need to know, which is prosecution and the defense. So there's always stuff that gets leaked a little bit. Some of it's there's a grain of truth, but there's other stuff that's not included. A lot of other stuff that's not included, and that's deliberate because this case has to be tried in court, and that's
Excuse me, should we further this conversation on or off record?
That's fine. This is just to explain the discovery protective order. So it's fine.
My other concern was I'm somebody who is very accessible because my business, like what I do, it involves me to be involved. You know, so that was my other thing. Is just like this. I don't know how concerned anybody else is, but for my safety, I'm very concerned.
Okay, and we'll have a discussion about safety concerns off the record because we have to just go into more details about your lifestyle or things like that. We have to make accommodations or figure things out. That's something we'll do off the record, okay? But I think for your purposes, just so you know, we are in the home stretch. It doesn't seem like that because it's been going on for so long, but we are, and all the truth will come out from every witness in this case to some degree. And so I think, you know, I know you have strong feelings about what happened, as you should, and everything you've said to us today makes sense. I think, you know, we want to make sure that there's some resolution for everyone involved. You included, not just Meg. Hopefully, the jury sees the evidence, and hopefully there's accountability with respect to Tory, but we want...
Shout out to the Rewatch gang. Shout out to Factual Lie. Hope you get to see this. I be meaning to say it early so you could catch it in the beginning, but appreciate you, family. Rewatch gang and a lot of others too. My bad. But I just know Factual Lie. I always see that name popping up, so I had to get them a shout out. And yeah, this Rewatch gang. That's the ones that come back. You know what I mean? And give us that second view. That's what count. That's what help. If you can't donate and you ain't got no funds to help out, you could definitely help out by going back and watching for a second time and commenting in the comments. That definitely helps out too, family. Appreciate y'all.
Resolution for everyone involved, including you, okay? But that won't happen until after the trial's done.
It's understandable. I'm just ready to move forward and
Kelsey, and
still
let me
fight
just
through the
say
media.
we're so appreciative that you came out today and that you spoke to us. And I know it was hard to dig up these memories, but I appreciate you wanted to be accurate and you wanted to get everything right, and you're taking this very seriously.
Yeah.
So.
And I don't think Megan knows. Like, I never not wanted to not tell the truth, But she has made it so hard for me.
Well, and the best time to do that is
It's right here, right? Or like social media.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Don. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Don.
When does the trial schedule start? And call?
So I think we're going to conclude the interview because we're going to discuss scheduling at this point. So anything else?
Shut the fuck up. Well, I guess that concludes the interview for today, family. Appreciate y'all being here, tapping in. Let me see. Shout out to Joni4. I see you in the chat. FFS, I see you. Jazzy T, appreciate y'all, family. Appreciate y'all hanging out with your boy. Tat Clouds. Tat, tat, tat. What the fuck, man? Cha Diggy. Chan My Black is Golden. Miss D55. Tama Lima. Appreciate y'all, family. Factual Lie got gifted a membership. Black Butterfly got gifted a membership. After class, okay, that's what's up. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. That's for sure. And until next time, y'all stay fresh, stay blessed. Come back for that rewind, that rewatch gang, and show your boys some love. Other than that, I appreciate y'all and
Have a good night. Have a good night. Have a motherfucking good ass night.
respectfully. Shout out to Jazzy T. Appreciate y'all, family. Y'all have a good night. Y'all have a good night.
Chasing down my goals, I self-law am master, supernatural disaster, metaphysical reactions. I am the flesh, I am the God. No one got the lab on lockdown. Talking hot winters and cold summers. Black Force Ones when we slide in the streets. We all stay home at a club jumping. What up, cousin? I see you, fam. Throwing slime coins when I watch the trial. LEOs be capping, chatting action. Come and tap in the most interactive. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God. Gon' tap in. God bless skin every rap in. If you like us, gon' get the lights up. You can sub, you can share, tell them pack in. From the left, right, front to the passenger side. It's right here, the premiere. How you know? Cause them boys broadcast to the live. Wanna talk about it, hit the link right here. Slide coins up, got 100 bands. Mars eyes, watch how the check. And the band made love to Obama head. 2 bands do a dance like check. I'ma keep going till I'm motherfucking tired. You what? I'm motherfucking tired. Slide brother side, could we rain down game? Like, what you mean? Just watch the rise. Watch the rise. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
What?
Shout out to tonight's sponsors, Survivor Speaks and Chan My Black is Golden. Appreciate y'all, family. We out.